Well, g'day, D-Live, and why didn't that go to that scene automatically? I'm gonna have to check that. Welcome back to the Gives a Minute D-Live stream for a Tuesday afternoon affair. It has just gone 11 minutes past 3 in the PM for me. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening to you, whatever the time it is, wherever you're consuming this content. You know you're always welcome right here on the Gives a Minute D-Live stream. I mean, I don't know, people think that they're not welcome here, but everybody's welcome here. Looking into the chit-chats, I see Net TV, I see Honey Girl, I see Pablo-Escanaba, I see Shiloh Rose, I see 4 cheeses, and therefore 4 cheeses because everyone gets a cheers when they join the Gives a Minute D-Live stream chit-chat. This is a glass, and yes, that's a microphone. When these two things make a collision course, somehow, somewhere, in some distant, far-off country, possibly New Zealand, that represents the cheers. And I'm still not too sure why that is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cheeses. Delicious. Refreshing. In the chit chat, I see a link from Net TV. Now, I did take that link out and I tabbed it, but we have got a slew of tabs. We've got weeks worth of tabs. I mean, I don't know if you guys knew, but when I was in New Zealand, whenever you put something in my Discordation, I tabbed it. I might have missed some, but I tried to keep up the speed. So we've got a bunch of tabs to go through. We won't get through many today, but we'll get through some. Pablo, can I come in and yap about other platforms and anti-vax shit? Okay. That was rude of that person, just saying. Shiloh Rose, Pabsky, Shiloh. I missed the clips yesterday. Shit. Yeah, well, we went through all the New Zealand clips and we kept the ones we wanted. And it was good. Good to look back on that time. Yeah, you guys were good with the clips. Some of them didn't have, you know, the title. Other ones were good. Some of them were a bit sketchy, but it was good to see. It was good to see. Watch the replay. There you go. I will. Hendrik, hello. G'day, H-Man. How you doing? What's crack-a-lackin'? The skipper's in the house. JD.MAXX86. Tracer? I got a trumpet for you, man. I got a trumpet. I haven't had a trumpet for a while. Hold on a second. Mod Squad is here. JD.MAXX, Tracer, H-Man, Pablo New Tracer. There it is. Charlotte, JD.MAXX, Pablo. I need to work on idols. Oh shit, yeah. Ben on. Cheers, rock and roll, 100%. Cheers, music, star, and thumbs up skis. So, hello. Welcome to the stream. It all went black. Whoopsie! I'm only doing that to highlight this. Do you see this on the screen? It says dlive.tv/givesaminute. That's the URL. Oh, did you catch? Oh, shit, I was having a little scratchy scratch. That's the URL on screen where you need to come if you want to watch the stream. Well, you can watch the stream wherever you damn well please, but if you want to chat with me, if you got commentary and you want to put it in the chat, I'm only looking at one chat. It's this one here on DLive. So if you want to be in that chat, you've got to come down to dlive.tv/Arun. Gives a minute. Someone asked me yesterday on Facebook. No, they didn't ask me about Restream. Yeah, that's a different question. But I am broadcasting it across the stratospheric atmosphere, and I would love you to all come down and have a chinwag, have a chit-chat. It's up to you to decide if you want to, though. I'd encourage you to come down to DLive, or you could go to, well, I'm streaming on Twitch, Trovo, YouTube, Facebook, yeah, a bunch of other ones what I won't mention. But mainly I want you to get your sweet, sweet Kansas down to dlive.tv/givesaminute. We need as many crew as we can get on DLive. The site is twinkling and tweetering to a new beginning. It's gone down, but it can go back up. Looks like slots are the answer. Love a good slot. Slot machines. I still want to look into that. Should we start slot streaming? I mean, go to where the puck is. Is that the saying? I don't. What the hell is that crap? What's the saying where they say you've got to go to where the thing is? Skate towards the puck, to where the... See, we don't have ice hockey in this country, but I've heard the saying, skate towards where the puck is going. And I... Who did that? Who did that? Shyla Rose gifting a sub out to JD.MAXX. Thank you, Charlotte. Cheers, Jesus. Thank you. And JD.MAXX, you're now a giver as well. Hello, skins. JD.MAXX. Who did that? I was just about to blabber on about something. Shyla Rose gifting out a sub to... I was going to say JD.MAXX. Hendrik, hello, you little giver, you. There you are. Crikey. Thank you, Charlotte. Very kind of you. Very generous. Back up. Benon, can I call in 10 minutes to your welcome you back, bro? I'm going to be in Australia in less than 8 months, bro. What's your hometown? Yes. I mean, hey, look, I used to always say this. I haven't said this for a while, but I will forego the content that I've got lined up for call-ins. JD.MAXX, you want to call in? Damn, dude, we'll call in. We'll have a call in. Shit, yeah. Forget the tabs. All we're going to do, look at the amount of tabs I've got lined up, though. All these tab scaroonies up here. And we were going to wind up looking at about 5 or 6 of them. And then we're going to wind up on Bus Life NZ, because I live there. And we're also going to wind up on Toothboy. But man, like I say this before, I'd rather have a conversation than just consume content and react. I'd rather have a conversation. So if you want to call in, bam, skitty, boom, skitty. Good. Side of the neck sore as I stopped breathing during and had to force airway open. Oh, shit. Maybe Charlotte might want to call in to talk about her surgery. Damn, says Pablo. Canberra. No, I'm not in Canberra. Someone help me out here, please, as I want to pop in and surprise guest host your brother. So I'm in a town on the south coast of New South Wales. DM me, JD. DM me. Let's keep it at that. But I will say this. I doxed myself in Queenstown and nobody trolled me. Gave my address out almost immediately when I arrived in New Zealand. I lived there for 6 months in the same house and nobody trolled me. I got a sore back. I tweaked it. I was out there working on Steve-Van. Steve-Van had a flat battery and a flat tire. It's okay now though. God bless you, Charlotte. You angel or you angle? I love a good angle. Angle with horns. I love an angle. I love a horny angle. You're most welcome. Love you, JD. Ditto. JD wants to call in. That sounds good. I have a boner now. And we are family friendly. Just a little reminder. Pablano, Pablino, Pablusco. Pablusco. There's a new name for you. Ooh. Let me have a slash and grabs 3 cold beers and I shall bore you all to tears. Oh, that's a good saying. Well, how about we take... we'll have a call in. By the way, I've got to check that shizzle out because I don't know if I've got that set up correctly, but I'll be the one to work on that. And I'll get a coffee as well. So how about this? We'll just say our hellos. We'll give JD.MAXX a little time up his sleeve. That'll give me a little time up my sleeve. Up my Eunice. Wow! Who did that? My Eunice! Wow! Charlotte Rose. Thank you so much, Charlotte. Wow! And Rob Max in the house. Hey, Rob Mac, how you doing? My Eunice! Wow! I'll DM you, bro. I'll be in Canwell, Sydney, and Cheltenham. Canwell. My Eunice! Wow! I'm not too sure. Canwell? Thinking of Canberra. Kamal. Canberra. I'm thinking of Canberra. My Eunice. Wow! We can talk, JD.MAXX. I would rather meet you somewhere IRL and do a stream from there. Let me just say this. The last time I invited people to my home, it didn't work out so well. So I'd rather come somewhere in Steve-Van and meet you for a stream. Wow! Hendrik, who's in there? Oh, it's a Charlotte Rose lemon train. Goodness gracious me. What do we got there? Charlotte Rose and H-Man. Rob Mac. I see H-Man. I see Rob Mac. I see Charlotte. Very cool. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Rob Mac. Thank you, H-Man. interestingly, there it is. I was going to say it didn't update, but it did now. Keith James. G'day, Keith. How you doing? What's cracking? Keith says, dude, I went to Cerro Gordo last summer and met Brent. He's super cool. Hey, there you go. Cool, man. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go to America just to go there as well. Hey, Rob Mac brother, and it's Carnwell, bro. I only like 100 comments from you, bro. One Rob. Rob. Yes, Rob. Yes, Rob. Rob. Yes. Lemon Train. Yes. Charlotte Rose. Thank you, Charlotte. Very kind of you. Haven't heard this for a while. I gotta be honest, I haven't heard this. I know you guys have been donating when I was in New Zealand, but I never heard the mayonnaise and all that stuff. So it's nice to hear it again. Forgot how distracting it can be to have that rolling while you're trying to deliver content. But that's the way we play. That's the game. That's the platform we play on. Remember people used to say you should turn that lemons.
I just want to tell you how it feels.
I just want to tell you how it feels. Who did that?
Mayonnaise!
Oh, my back. I've got to take a painkiller. My back is all tweaked up. Remember someone used to say, I can't recall who was it that said, you should turn the lemon spam off. And I was like, no. That's part of the website. That's part of D-Live. Charlotte with the ice creams and the lemons. Be right back and we can meet up anyway, bro. No worries at all. I'll try and sneak you in some JD whiskey. Oh, I'd love to see that, my friend. Hell yeah. Can I meet JD in Sydney too? Drinkfest 2023. We could do that. We could definitely, I mean, excuse me, I was going to burp then. We know from my streams with Doug and family, the 4G in Sydney town is quite good. Barangaroo style, right? That's good down there. Lovely afternoon on the Barangaroo. To say thank you very much for helping me when I felt needed and I was down and out and paralyzed 3 years ago. Dude, when I only had 227 followers. Thank you. You did tell me this when I was in New Zealand, and that blew me away, man. Like, I appreciate that. It was really, really nice to hear what you've said to me when I was in NZ. It was really nice, man. So, yeah, we'll sit together. We'll get together and we'll do a stream together. And we'll talk about that on this stream, when you're going to be, where you're going to be, how long you're going to be. Keith, something interesting about Brent, though. He doesn't actually do any of the work. There's a ton of people there. I didn't expect that. We speculated that. We speculated that he's not quite as hands-on as he lets us think he is. Keith, did you mention my channel? Did you mention Gives a Minute on D-Live? Because we've done a lot of content based around Cerro Gordo and we call him Tooth Boy. JD.MAXX was impressed you sharing your personal issues recently. Pablo, you're saying you're impressed with JD.MAXX. Gotcha. Took balls. Yeah, and maybe we'll dig into that a little deeper tonight. We've got to get H-Man to Sydney too for Drinkfest 2023. Is that what we're going to call it? Drinkfest? Be right back in 2. No worries. Take your time, JD. Take your time. I just want to cruise. Usually we cruise into the beginning of the stream. We take a half an hour, sort of say our hellos. I run out, get a coffee. In this instance, I'll run out and sort of try to set up my call-ins because we haven't done them in that long. I've kind of forgotten how we did it. No, we used Chrome browser, full screen. I think I should be good. I think I should be good for a call-in, but let me set that shit up, and then I'll put in the chat the link. And of course, H-Man and Pablo, you already have the link. If you wanted to call in, it's the same link. I believe it hasn't. I don't think it's changed over the time. Mayonnaise, but it might have changed. But either way, I'll put the linky poo in the chat, and JD.MAXX can call in. H-Man and Pablo, if you want to call in, you're welcome to, but you can hang out in the green room in the back for a while until we've kind of had a bit of a chit wag. Keith, I did not, brother. I didn't know you then. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You knew me because you've been in my streams before. You've been on my streams when we've been watching Tooth Boy. Aussie Alcohol Zenfest 2023. Zenfest? As in the cryptocurrency with an X? Who did that? MD Wit celebrating a 2-month sub streak. Now, I would normally slap my desk in a celebratory fashion, but I'm afraid if I do that, the dongles, not dongles.
I just want to tell you how it feels.
Well, I just want to tell you how this feels. But thank you, who did that? MD Wit, thank you for the diamond. Appreciate that very much. I just don't want to slap my desk too viciously because I've got like Thunderbolt 4, well, USB Type-C, Thunderbolt, USB-C into Thunderbolt 2, which is effectively Thunderbolt 4, and they hang, they're free hanging, and I would hate to slap my desk and they wobble out because that's a very finicky connection. The Type-C is fine, but the connection from the Type-C to Thunderbolt is a little bit. Oh, they always keep changing their connections. I've got all this Thunderbolt gear, and you know, it's all gone to Type-C now. Now I got to go and get adapters to go between the two. Awesome, but it all works. But I'm just worrying. So instead, I'm going to slap my chest twice. Watch this. This hand, this chest, 2 times. Each slap represents a month that you've been here subbed. Listen carefully. 2 slapses. Thank you, MD Wit, for the 2-month sub streak. Now I know you've been here a lot longer than that. Let's just say there's a few ghosts in the wings. There's a few monsters in the parasol. Doesn't quite work as it should on D-Live these days. So a few things are hiccupy, let's just say. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. All the love for Benon. Nice welcome home. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you very much. MD in the house. No cryptocurrency crap. Just plain old excellent Zen. Excellent Zen. Excellent Zen. Because I'm going to do a cryptocurrency stream tomorrow and we're going to talk about Zen. Mint your own coins. Use bots if you want. The founder is a Google employee, an early Google employee. I think he was employee number 24 in Google. So he goes right back into Google. Doesn't mean he's whatever, but that's his history. He created a cryptocurrency called Zen, X-E-N. The idea is you mint it freely. All you got to do is pay the gas cost. So it's an ERC20. Well, it's actually on a few different chains, but the main one is ERC20. You mint it, and all you do is pay the gas cost. So what that did was that meant a lot of Yahoos created a bot that would mint from thousands of different wallets, and they minted it into oblivion. Price is terrible right now, but there's some tokenomics to it, but I don't really know much of it. I just got distracted by my chat. Shit. We'll talk about that crap tomorrow, though. Cryptocurrency crap. CCC, cryptocurrency crap. Are you confused by cryptocurrency? Are you considering cryptocurrency? Or are you curious about cryptocurrency? Then join me on a cryptocurrency stream tomorrow. Even though cryptocurrency is not a thing on D-Live anymore, instead of it's slots. I'm kind of thinking we should do Sunday Slut Day. But I don't know anything about sluts. I don't even know how it works. Like, how do I... Okay, let me ask you this. Do you want to see me do slut streams? Do you want this? And I know I'm saying the word sluts a bit too close to another word. I'm being silly. The word is slot. Sometimes I'll say slut. Like I'll say angel instead of angle. Just to be a bit silly. It's not that silly though. And anyway, it's not my gag. Pablo started it first. But if you want me to do slot streams, I don't really have any free money to gamble with, but we could get together a little pool. Oh, you know what we could do? Do you want to go in together and gamble together? Like we build up I don't know, like a trust. I don't even know how it works. Do we get like a PayPal account that's, well, we can't have everybody accessing it because they'll just take the money and run. We have a joint account and we throw in money and we gamble. We're literally gambling here. Like, don't forget this is gambling. This is not like stocks or cryptocurrency. This is straight up degenerate gambling. Pulling a lever and hoping for the best. But we could do it together. And we could see if we get a jackpot, we divvy it up by how many are in it. I don't know. I'm just looking at D-Live thinking they're obviously going down this avenue of slutting it up. So we should maybe go along with it. Charlotte Rose, if I had any money until next week, I'd give you anything you wanted, baby. You know, I love you. Back to the moon and back. Oh, what a lot of love going in the chat. Be right back. No worries, JD. No worries. Sluts. Keith, I got 7K wrapped in crypto. Shit. That sounds cool, dude. Pablo says no to slots. No slots. Big sloppy kisses for you two, Hendrik and Rob Mac and Benon. Big sloppy kisses. Hell to the no. Pablo says no to the slots. Rob Mac says no to the slots. Okay, I'm hearing a big fat no to the slots. All good, JD. Definitely need to meet up in Sydney town. There we go. Fucking A. Pablo, you're a fucking rock star too. It's always Dale's fault. Laughed my ass off. I admit Dale did it. Okay, so MD Witt also says no. Okay, so that's a consensus from the chat to not go down the avenue of slotting. Even though if you go right now to the DLive Machineski, which I will do, go to the home page. What do you see here? Slot machine. Riders, 131 viewers. Slotting. Go to the next wheel auction. Giggy BBY in the slots category, right there. Third wheel up. The Steve Stream slots again. That's 3 in a row. Oh, what's this? DLive jackpot. Are you kidding me? Is this a campaign? Dude, this is a campaign. I didn't know about it because I'm not on the Discord. Announcements. When did this get announced? October 14. That's 4 days ago. Shit. I guess we'll have a look at this while we're here. DLive jackpot event, 42,000 lemon rewards. Clip it. Okay. From the 14th to the 21st. So we've only got 18, 19, 20. We've only got 3 more days worth of this. Because like I said, they banned me from the Discord. So I never see this shit. I never see these announcements. I'm 3 days late. We could have been involved in this. That's DLive jackpot dates 14th of October 26 to 21st of October. Important links. Download the overlay. So it's a stream link overlay. Okay. Submit your clips via the jackpot event portal link. Okay. Description. Create and submit clips of your slots and gambling live streams. Shit. Are you sure you don't want to do this? Are you sure you don't want me to do it? We could be doing this. We could be involved here. Are you guys 100% positive not to get into the slots? Because we're missing out on community. This is community engagement, or potentially community engagement. We're missing out now. Create and commit. Also commit to creating. Commit and create and submit your clips of your slots, your gambling live streams for your chance to win a fair share of 42,000 lemons. The person that created the clip and the streamer will both receive a prize if they're lucky the winner. So how does it, the clips are split into 3 categories: best jackpot celebration, highest jackpot multiplier, largest jackpot win. Jesus. So what do I need to do as a streamer in order to take part of this event? You first need to add your stream rules. This is the thing. This is the new vibe on DLive. Your stream, your rules. You need to add the overlay to your live streaming software, and it needs to be visible. And then you got to just go ahead and gamble. Damn, dudes. There's the overlay. Your stream, your rules, right here. What do I need to do as a viewer? To capture a clip, you wish to submit the clip. Yeah, know how to do that. Once you've generated the clip, copy the URL and head on over to the campaign page to submit. How do I submit? Okay, submitting is quite straightforward, I guess. Each time you generate a clip, you need to submit it on the event page. Submitting is real easy. It takes a few minutes. We'll automatically grab the streamer and the person who generated a clip. Okay. Okay. So the prize allocation, highest win wins 7,000 lemons. Clipper gets 1,000. Highest second is 3,000 and 1,000, and third is 1,000 and 1,000. Largest multiplier and largest, yeah, okay. Best celebration, okay. How are the winners selected? All winners will be selected by the DLive team after the event is concluded. We post an announcement in the Discord and on the Twitter. Really? Well, I guess I should follow DLive on Twitter, but they never post anything worthwhile. No rules, no limit to how many clips you can submit, so gamble as much as you want. Clips that have already been submitted will automatically be rejected, so you can't double up. We'll verify the clip with the live stream replay to ensure it's streamed on DLive TV, yeah. All prizes to be paid in lemons. Only clips with the correct Your Stream, Your Rules overlay will be accepted. Entrants must ensure their live streams adhere to our service terms and guidelines. Any user attempting to cheat will be blocked from this and future events. Frequently asked questions. Can a streamer submit their own clips? Yes. If their clips is selected, they receive both the streamer and the clip prize. How many clips can I submit? There is no limit. What will you do if all the clips that are submitted? What will you do with all the clips? We will try and feature as many clips on our social media pages as highlight your stream. What if more than one user submits a similar clip? If your moment has been selected, okay, the first one, so it's first in, first served. What happens if someone submits a clip without the overlay? Your clip will not be entered. Wow. DLive urges its community to gamble responsibly. For more information, please see begambleaware.org. I mean, there it is, folks. You're seeing it, not first, you're seeing it here, though. Gambling is a huge part of DLive now. It is forefront to the point where there's a community event based around gambling. We haven't seen a community event in... Crikey. I was away for 6 months. A long time. And there's one now, and it's based around gambling. I'm not a gambler. I would go down the avenue if you wanted me to, but we're hearing a resounding fat out no from my chat about gambling, so let's not do that. Back up in my chat, Davey, how you doing, Davey? I know Davey loves his gambling in the sense of cryptocurrency, because that is kind of gambling, but it's not like pulling a slot machine. Good to see you, Davo. Good to see you, man. Davey, sorry, Davo. Who said Davo? Me. Charlotte, Davey. Davey, I'm prepping to micro camp across the country, and that was the person I was traveling with. Okay. I missed it. I missed that. Pablo, I don't bother with DLive announcements anymore. Yawn, chasing the dragon like a damn junkie. I mean, I don't see these announcements anyway, so this is news to me, but it is also a little surprising that DLive has taken this angle with gambling. However, it needed to do something, you know, we can't deny that something needed to be done. Not too sure if gambling was the right done to be done, but it's been done now. Maybe we can talk about that on call in. We'll have a chat about that. It's not new. That was the original concept for DLive. Your stream, your rules. I see it there in the top title bar of the browser. Has Bay Roston taken over DLive ad? Oh, Jay Boston. Your clips, your rules. Take risks and reap rewards. Take risks and reap rewards. Unless you are shadow banned for no good reason. It sounds very Bostonish. I noticed today that slots are still being streamed on Twitch. Oh, Rob Max, so they haven't been banned off Twitch. This is just DLive heroin. Chase the latest high. Well, I mean, okay, Pablo, maybe I'd like to hear what you think they should have done aside from gambling. Like, what would be the other option? Because, you know, well, my take on it is there was something that needed to be done. I don't know if DLive gambling is the answer, but definitely props for trying something. Take risks, reap rewards. I was going to say the same thing about Coke. It's cock, not Coke. Well, there you go. Got to have real cock if you're going to mix it with Jack. Look what I've got, folks. Going to do a review on these soon. This is a newbie. Tennessee apple liqueur and soda, which is just funky for water mit gas, which is seltzer, water, gaseous water. Jack Daniel's Tennessee apple. I've never seen this in Australia. Has a nice words, has the big soda word there as well. Very cool. And I also brought home from New Zealand Dubs in a tiny little can, 250 mils. I got 2 of them. Going to do a little review of those, comparing them to the regular Australian ones. Of course, it's the exact same thing in a smaller vessel, but the sheer joy of drinking a New Zealand Jack that came through my luggage in Australia, that's going to be the fact of that. Double Jack and Coke, or as Charlotte calls them, Dubs, 6.9 banger percent. Still not quite 10, which is the American, German size. But yeah, that's going to be fun to do. My bad, I was typing in the wrong window and explained the off-the-wall message. Oh, right, you were in the wrong chat? That's okay, Davey, I understand. You been buying some Bitcoin, dude? We're down. It's down to 18, 19 grand. Now's the time to get in if you're interested. I know Davey Z loves his cryptocurrencies and his Bitcoin. Now's the time to buy, right? This is the time to buy Bitcoin. If you were thinking ever of buying Bitcoin, now would be the time. Not the advice from the financial ears, just a comparative observation of the price charts. Bold and spicy, baby. Let's go. Well, I checked it. We got 3 more streams for this guy, and then there'll be another Jack behind me, and I think you know what it is. Charlotte, please check your channel as I sent you an important message. Thank you, darling. Will do. I have about 3 shots of Crown Royale left from Saturday. Crown Royale. Wow. Rad. Benon, did I hear you say you're not on Discord anymore, bro? How do I call in then? No, I've been banned from the D-Live Discord. I still have my own Discord, but that's not how we're going to call in. I'm going to give you a link. The link will explain it. So I'm not using Discord for that, but I do use Discord. My Discord's linked down below, but no need to go there now. But what I was saying is D-Live banned me from their Discord, so I don't have access to their Discord. No Bitcoin here. I cashed out long ago. Oh, did you really, Davey? I remember you sent me some Bitcoin once. I remember you sent me Bitcoin. All JD rules. So let me take pause here, folks. Let me take a little. This could take a little while, so just chill for a bit. I'm going to make certain I got this call-in stuff set up because it's been a while. I've been in New Zealand. Well, that's that way. So it might be, I'll go and get a coffee and set this thing up. It might take a little while longer than I thought, but just a final reminder, if you want to hear, or if you want to enjoy the conversation and be in the chat, please come on down to this URL. It's dlive.tv/givesaminute. That's where I'll be streaming. And if you want to partake in the chisel chat, if you've got comments, you hear when we have JD.MAXX talking coming on, you want to make comments, that's the chat. This is the only one I'm looking at. It's on D-Live. Please come on over here. I still have your Discord server, bro. Want me to call you there? No, don't touch that. I won't use that. I don't even have Discord open, so. I took a hit and I lost a lot. Still ahead, adding it all up, but a little over 2K. Disgusted to say the least. Fair enough, Davey. Fair enough. He'll drop a link in the chat. Only thing I have in crypto is domain names with unstoppable domains. Speaking of domains, givesaminute.tv/live/upside-down-tv. That's the wrong URL. The real one is dlive.tv/givesaminute. There it is on screen. Whoops, it's gone now. Now it's black. Now I've got it really, really obvious so you can see it very, very clearly. dlive.tv/givesaminute. Bam, right there, folks. You saw it, you know it, you believe it. While I'm gone, getting a coffee and setting this up, please enjoy the photographs on the screen coming up. These are random photographs. If you want to contribute your own photograph to these Be Right Back screens, go down below to my Discord. I just promoted it before, and there's an explanation of how to get in there with that. You know how to do it. Please enjoy. I'll be right back with JD.MAXX. Look for the link coming up soon, JD. Just chill for a bit, relax. Link's coming. Okay, that should be working. I made that a little worse for myself than I needed to because I also came in with a coffee and spilt it. So I think I got the, look at this hideous hair. I think I got the stream part set up correct for the call in, but then when I brought my coffee in, I bumped it and spilled the shit everywhere. So it took me longer than I anticipated. Let me just go over here and see if this is going to work. I guess this is where we did this before. Yeah, that looks a bit funky. This is what I figured. I think Chrome has done something. And by the way, we're not playing a cap game, are we? So we can get that off. I think Chrome, I'll put that back for a second though. I think Chrome has changed when you go to full screen. That's better. I think I can fix this. Just give me a second to, it's basically just me setting up my, this is a screen capture. So let me just set up the screen capture correctly. Where are we here? I guess it'll be on the top here. What's this called? What am I actually looking for? I'm looking for Chrome Restream. That's what I called it. Okay, so I can just now drag this across so it fits on the screen a bit better. That's kind of all I was. Oh, you know what? Oh, it looks small. Okay, here we go. Drag these handles out so that it takes up the full screen ski. Could even make it a little longer down as such. And that's pretty much all I needed to do. So with that in mind, let me jump off there and grab that linky poo for Davo, for JD.MAXX. I believe this is going to be the exact same link. It's in the chit chat right now. And that link should get you in. See, what happened then? Ah, that's my bad. My bad. Nope. That's better. Yeah, that link will get you in. It'll ask you to set up a microphone and whatnot. You don't need a camera if you don't want one. If you want one, you're welcome to. Is everything fine? You can all hear me? Everything's tickety-boo? I haven't used this for a while. You don't need a camera? Yeah, there we go. It's all cool. I haven't used this setup for a while. Nice background image. Whose is that image? Is the chat not working? What's going on? Hang on a second. I put that chat message. No, you guys just being pretty quiet in the chat. Okay, cool, because everybody disappeared. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Oh, we definitely don't need the cap game scores. Get those off the screen. Okay, I can hear a call in from Dale Fail. Now, Dale, is that Dale Fail? Is that Pablo? I think that's Pablo. Kronos, how you going, Kronos, over on Twitch? How you doing, man? Oh, that's Trovo, isn't it? That's Trovo. How you doing, Kronos? Another cryptocurrency, Kronos, the crow. That's the native token of the Crypto.com app. I see Dale and I see JD.MAXX right there. JD.MAXX, I'm going to bring you into the stream, my friend, and we'll bring Dale in a little while. JD.MAXX, how you doing? Well, welcome to the stream. I cannot hear you. I'm going to put me on this side. You need to activate your microphone, but I can see you there. Well, I can see your camera source, but I don't hear you, my friend. So just check your microphone settings. I can see that you've got audio because you got a, well, there's a blank waveform. So you are there. You need to just make sure your microphone is working. And Kronos, thanks for joining us over on Trovo, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate the Trovo viewers. Yeah, I haven't used this setup for a while, so I'm pretty stoked that it still does work. It took a little bit of just a little finessing. That little, oh, this is gonna kill me. Aha, there it is. Gotcha.
What's
JD.MAXX,
up, bro?
welcome to the stream, man.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all you ships at sea.
Oh, you ships at sea. All right. I like it. Pablo says, hey,
Here's
JD.
I can't see chat. How do I get? Can I hear you here? Oh wait. Okay, wait. It's real tiny. Remember, everybody, I'm on iPhone 13, so everything's tiny. I don't have my glasses.
Okay,
Bear with me.
iPhone 13. You might want to. Well, if you have a laptop, you could pop the chat out on the laptop.
I see. Yep, I see Shiloh. I don't have internet or anything but my phone.
Okay.
Shiloh,
Gotcha.
I say woohoo. Pablo, nice to hear you. Hey, thanks, guys.
JD,
Yeah,
can
bro.
I stop you for a second? This is the first time we've actually spoken together, isn't it?
No, it's been a couple years.
Oh,
Been about a
really?
year and a half. Yeah.
Wow.
You and I both had some JD in us.
I do remember that. Now I'm not confusing that with the infamous Dale fall down off the chair stream, but I do remember when we had a few jacks together.
No.
Good times.
Yeah. Good times. Bro, we go back to 274, I believe it was.
Is that right?
Now you're up in 8,000 stratosphere.
Well, man,
well, granted, a couple thousand trolls, give or take.
That's what I was going to say. I wouldn't put too much weight behind that number. It doesn't mean so much, but it's nice to see, but it doesn't mean a great deal, I don't think.
Well, I apologize for hitting you with a ton of bricks from left field in New Zealand there with stuff I hadn't told you for years, but honestly, sincerely, without getting too much into it right this second, but just want to say thank you for being a true, loyal, kick-ass friend that you don't judge anybody.
Thanks, man.
Unless they deserve it. And that, yeah, I kept some things about being paralyzed and sincere things, some bad things that happened that, lost my mom, my dad, my brother in the last couple of years, and, shit happens, but we're still breathing. That's the main thing. Everything after that's luxury, right on?
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it any better, dude. Anything in addition to that is a luxury.
Amen. I've said many prayers for you every day, bro, so you know about your prostate and about your skin cancer scare. And I actually didn't tell you this. You didn't know this yet, and I just hope for everybody's prayers. I'm not fishing for a compliment or anything. I whatever you call it. I find out in 8 to 10 days if I have bone cancer. So is what it is, right?
Wow. Fingers crossed for you, man. How did you, did you go for a checkup and then they asked you to do a scan or something? How did you find out about this?
Well, it's kind of funny where sometimes no good deed goes unpunished. You know that better than anybody. That 4 years ago, I was going to be a designated driver for my nephew, and I was 6 blocks from his house on my Harley. Beautiful hot summer night, August 27th, 2018. Hit some gravel in a turn going 35 miles an hour, so about 55, 60 kilometers an hour, and ejected me through the windshield and snapped my right tibia fibula, broke my neck and back. And 3 neurosurgeons said I'd never walk again. Well, they said it to the wrong Marine. And 6 months I was paralyzed, 3 hospitals, 3 surgeries. Came home, I live alone in a wheelchair, and went from 274 to 550 pounds in 2 years because I couldn't cook. But anything that could be delivered to my door, Chinese, pizza, whatever, I ate it.
Right.
Wasn't in the mood for whiskey or beer, but I wish I had some, and I do now. And yeah, I'm walking again. This last year, walking, driving, sold my wheelchair to an elderly couple. Thank you. I sold my wheelchair a month ago. Sold one of my canes a week ago to a guy the same age as me. I'm 53, and he had a stroke, and real great guy. And he thanked me. And I said, "Oh, anything else I can do, let me know." And I still walk like a drunken sailor, but at least I'm walking. and they said, "Hey,
that's awesome,
will you come in and be our lab rat?" And I said, "Well, you gonna pay me good money?" "No, it's voluntary." I said, "No, I'm done dying. I'm getting busy living now." You feel me?
Fair. That's fair, man. That's fair, dude.
But I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. A shout out to, first of all, you and Shiloh Rose and Rob Mack and Pablo and all the regulators. All you guys gave me hope and helped keep me alive, and I sincerely say thank you.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I really appreciate you saying that, and it is nice to hear this because we streamers, and I'm saying we as a core, we put up with a lot of crap to stream. And when someone comes in and says, you helped me through a period, whatever the situation, in your case, quite a gnarly situation, when someone comes back and says, no, you really helped me get through that period, it validates all that garbage that we go through, for sure. Like it gives it more meaning. And then you feel, then I feel like, oh, okay, so it has been worth it. Not to take anything away from the gravity of your situation.
You all helped save my life and gave me hope and made me feel important, made me feel needed. When you made me a moderator, and I don't know if you remember, but I asked you for a long time, and I said, can I do anything more to help? I just felt like a caged lion, that I'm big, strong, you know. I helped save Walter Payton's life a few times. I was a bodyguard for him back in the day. He was the most famous American football player of all time. And to go from that to being humiliated and humbled to not being able to walk and gain 275 pounds. I've lost 216 of it now. I'm 333 from 550. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Can you kilo that? Can someone convert that to kilograms?
I'd have to go, hey Siri, you know, and I'll lose contact with you. But
Don't do that.
Hey, simplify to your son that's going Marines November 4th there, Pablo or Davey, or let's see who was Davey. Congrats, simplify, hoorah.
JD.MAXX, just pausing there for a sec, JD. JD.MAXX News on YouTube. How you doing, man? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for swinging by. We're chatting with JD.MAXX on the line here. It's nice to see you. You caught you live. I'm busy all the time nowadays. Understood, man. I understand. It's just nice to have you here, JD.MAXX.
Yeah, the one thing I felt kind of humiliated. I asked Shiloh, and please forgive me. It was something that was weighed heavy on me because I just got the phone call earlier today that they may dump my father's ashes. It's something that with quarantine and COVID, I wasn't able to go. And I've paid down $750 fee for it down to $103 USD. And my PayPal at Bulletproof Tattoos, they won't accept my brother had a stroke. I have one brother left, and he had a stroke, and he's not able to, whatever the reason, his account's not accepting. And I have like $55. And I told him, I said, look, I have to get supplies for my brother and I kind of doing what I can. And $103 is what's left. And if I don't get to him in 36 hours, they're going to dump my father's ashes. I said, are you shit? How can they legally do something like that? You know, and it's like, wow,
morally as
right?
well. Like,
yeah, exactly. And they said, well, they said some bullshit along the lines of Homeland Security FEMA thing. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. One, I never got to go to my father's funeral because of COVID and quarantine, or my brother's funeral, my oldest brother. My mom's I did, and that was beautiful. But yeah, I mean, this all happened in the last 3 years, and I'm sorry for being heavy. But God bless you guys.
You're fine, man. Let it off.
So, you know, in the last week, I put you on to 10 other people about your iPad and your surf a day, wave a day, and they love it and they dig it and they subscribe and they think it's the bee's knees.
Well, thank you, man. That's really kind. Really kind. That's the best kind of promotion, word of mouth from someone who enjoys my content. Them going out saying to 4 or 5 people, hey, check this out, I enjoy this, you might enjoy it as well. That's better than any. That's the best kind of reach. So I really appreciate that, man.
You bet. I mean, every single one of them, they're like, who is this? Where are they at? And so, 4 of them are from Australia.
Oh shit.
One
wow.
I'm engaged to her, but she's got so much going on. She's got
whoa. Back up a bit. One of them you're engaged to? Did you just let that in there? Slid it in very quickly there.
Well, I know.
So is that why you're coming? My next question was going to be, so what's the trip to Australia for? Is there a wedding?
Well, yes and no. No, already going to be married by then. But the thing is that her son has heart disease and he's getting surgery. And her daughter's going through some mental issues, and she's in the hospital, and there's just a lot going on. So a lot on her plate, so we're spread real thin. And, she feels for me. I'm trying to help them as much. I'm just spread as thin as I can. And it just sucks that I got this news about my own father's ashes. I'm like, are you kidding me? I just sent $1,000 to help to Australia, and now I don't have somebody from my own dad's ashes. Are you kidding me? I've got my
this
mom burning.
Is this woman someone that you've known like for any amount of time, or is this a new kind of romance? Fill us in here. Fill us in.
17 months. Her name's Jane.
17 months. Okay. Very cool.
She's amazing.
And how did you guys meet?
Through Discord.
Oh wow, through Discord. That's pretty cool. So that's and so not the D-Live Discord, surely.
No.
Okay, so just yesterday, I introduced her to your YouTube channel, and we went through some of your videos and all. And she said, "Oh," because I was trying to think of the town where you're at, because I remember Rob Mack told me that you're just like 100 kilometers from Canwall, and her folks' place was in Canwall, and she lived in Sydney for a while, in Cheltenham and Melbourne, and I'm just trying to, triangulate how far, basically we could get to Sydney Airport, and then from there, how far are you from Sydney Airport? Like 100, 120 kilometers, would you guess? If we met like Flo's place, obviously. Yeah. So, and by the way, Pablo, I did see that buffering. I think it's resolved now, but yeah. So I'm about 100 Ks to the south. It wouldn't even be 100 Ks. I'm about 2 hours to the south of Sydney, from 2 hours south from Sydney, on the coast. I've not heard of that Canwall suburb, but I know of a place in Canberra called Canberra. That's what I'm getting mixed up with. But
Rob Mack knows. If you're still here, he knows, because he helped me months ago before you went to New Zealand. And K-A-N as in Nancy, K-N-W-A-L.
Canwall.
But Sydney, basically, we'd be coming from Sydney.
Yeah. Well, man, if you're up in Sydney, it's going to be way easy for me to get to Sydney to hang out with you up there. That's like.
Oh, you don't have to come all the way to Sydney, man.
No. My sister lives up that way, so it's like a family.
Okay, right.
I'll go up there and hang with her, and then come in, kind of like what I did with Doug. Hang out. We did a couple of days together and whatnot. Whatever your schedule looks like, we'll slot something together. It gives me a good chance to stream in Sydney.
As cheesy as it is, I would love to do the bridge climb because I can again. I would love to try.
Dude, bridge climb
would paralyzed no more.
Yeah, that would be so good for you. I don't. Well, actually, I know for a fact because I got offered a job.
Would you be willing to live stream a war vet Marine SEAL that's not paralyzed anymore for the world to see me do the climb over the Sydney Bridge?
Dude, I would live stream that in a heartbeat. The only issue is they don't allow cameras. They sell packages for the tours, so they don't allow you to.
What if I know a guy? What if I know a guy and can make it happen?
If you make it happen, I'll definitely live stream that for you, man. 100%. That'd be so good, man. That would be so good. Like the story.
And I ain't looking. It isn't about me. Whatever would come of it, on my end of it, would be for wounded warriors.
Dude, have you been to Australia before?
Sure. Never.
So you're going to be blown away by that view to start with, and then the fact that you're scaling
and
over
I'm scared of heights.
The bridge.
I'm scared of heights. I've only jumped out of a plane once.
That's big, man. You're going to love it. It's very cool. Very, very nice area. Super good views everywhere you look.
Can you do me the honor, just for 5 seconds, put up the slash thing? I got to take a slash. I'll be right back.
No probs. Take a slash. I'm going to put this one up here.
Thanks,
here we go. Here. No, that's the wrong one. You can tell I'm a rookie here, folks. I haven't been here for a while. Which one is it? This one? No. I thought it would be this one. Can you believe I don't have that one there? How come I don't have that slash taking? Let me see if I've got it here. No? Okay. Well,
But so, just I'm so happy that basically I found somebody that loves me for me. You know, I basically my house, my car, my Harley. My Harley's getting rebuilt. It'll be done in a couple months. Take
Okay.
4 years with COVID. I shall ride again.
That's amazing,
But
dude.
everything's
That is
tied.
amazing.
The most frustrating part is everything's tied up, and it's like I got this phone call, and I just thought, the power of positive thought, and just all of our heads put together, of all you guys, everybody. That I would never say nothing if I wasn't desperate, and I was just thinking of, my father's ashes, and my brother. He just called me earlier, and he's like, bro. He's like, we got to do something. I'm like, what? And he hits me with this. He got the news. I'm like, why'd they call you? Because he was the next oldest. See, I'm the youngest of three.
Okay.
And he has trouble speaking, and they had trouble talking to him. And he was a Navy man himself, and he's a truck driver. Well, was until he had his stroke. And they contacted him and gave him the news, and he says, what? Well, he had the stroke since my father's funeral. And I'm not one to be Johnny Downer, but the thing was that he just said, bro, what can we do? And I said, are you kidding me? I said, 12 hours earlier, I just sent $1,000 to help my fiance's son and her with travel things so they could, get together, because he's going to the hospital, and he's the same age as my son, 27. And it's just thinking of, hope they, pulls through. I said, look, I find out in 8-10 days if I have cancer. There's so much to say. They told me to get my affairs in order. I said, what are you talking about? You don't even have proof yet of anything. Why would you say that to me? I wish I was recording it. I'd be a millionaire. And 2 nurses and doctors say, get your affairs in order. Who says that, without proof? But if my days are numbered, I said, look, take my heart, give it to him. Whatever I can do. I'm O negative, most usable. If I can help my soon-to-be stepson, I've met him twice on video. If I can help save his life, do it.
Yeah.
I got donor on my driver's license. Do it. That's what it's about. Pay it forward. Do it. That's what it's about. Bottom line. You go to bottom line of faith, family, and friends. I don't care what other bullshit there is in the world. It's those 3 things: faith, family, and friends. It's that simple. If you can help, you see what I'm saying, without being too deep. But the thing is that, I find out in 8 to 10 days, and just to hear this news about my dad's ashes, it was up in the air, wondering what's going on. I'm paying it off, and it was so close to being paid off. And they hit me with that, and I said, are you serious? I can't get these funds back, or I would, to pay this $103. And they're like 36 hours, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, hectic, man. Can we bring Dale? Dale's waiting in the wings. Do you want to have a chat with Dale as well? Dale, I'm gonna add you.
Dale did it. Dale
add
did
you to
it.
the mix here, Dale. How you going, man? Dale Ski.
What did
I had to get another beer out of my mini fridge.
No worries. Pablo, how you going, man?
I'm good.
What to do?
How are you?
What to do? What to do? I like that your screen is a little blue too. I love that the vibe that you've got going on there.
Yeah, I decided to go with, instead of just a black screen, some like static.
We should all. I could do that too. I'm gonna put this in front of my my camera and just make it all.
There you go.
Like that. That's
back it up a little bit so we can read it.
That's upside
regular,
down. They're just strings.
Regular
it's
slime.
Slinky strings. They're guitar strings.
Ah.
But if I just put it there, we got a similar vibe going on. Anyone coming in on this stream from nowhere would be like, "What the fuck's going on that stream?"
Right. All right. So first of all, Benin, welcome home.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome home.
Thank you very much, guys.
I mean, I'm sure that trip to New Zealand was amazing. I fucking enjoyed every moment of it.
I'm glad. I did as well.
You didn't see Dale in your tag along?
Shut up, JD. Oh, and listen, before I forget, JD, you're fucking impressive, dude. And I know you're not trying to be, but first of all, Semper Fi. Thank you for your service. And
One of millions, bro. Thank you.
Well, yeah, but still, it's important that you know that people appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, okay, I'm just going to shut up and let some other people talk.
Well,
It's
no,
not
Dale,
about me.
we brought you
Not
in
about
to hear
you.
your voice, Dale. So we
It's
got to
about
have you speak.
Yeah, but you know me, I will hog the fucking stream, so I'm just going to.
There's a special place in heaven for people like Benin. This man gives
Yes.
his blood, sweat, tears, and is so unappreciated by the world. I just wish that he'd get more appreciation like he did for the snorkel mask video. He deserves it. He's earned it. The man's poured out over 3,000 videos. People, can we give a shout out on the chat? Shiloh, anybody, can anybody give him a shout out for over 3,000 videos? I'm here to tell you, I just checked those facts earlier
Wow.
today.
I didn't even know it was that many.
3,000 videos on YouTube. That's amazing.
Well, let's
I
not.
have to agree with that.
Well, thank you. Let's not dwell too much on. I feel like yeah, my head won't fit on this screen if you're
modest. You're modest.
We keep going down that road. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the good vibes, and I do YouTube for myself. So I'm broadcasting me on YouTube, and whatever happens. Not going to chase.
Benin, you gave me Speranza. You gave me Speranza, bro.
Speranza.
Hope. It's dying
That's
for hope.
Esperanza is hope. Yeah, I used to work with a girl called Esperanza. Yeah, I knew that was hope. Hello, Hope,
So,
if you're
Benin,
watching.
do you remember when I told you in one of your streams, in New Zealand, I believe it was when JD came in and you were sitting by the lake, and JD was kind of spilling his guts to us all, and I mentioned so I want to kiss Benin's ass for a moment.
Okay.
I want to disclaim this that I was drunk. I was drunk that night.
I'm gonna pucker
Yeah,
up.
it's all good. I'm working on it right now.
Pucker it
No,
up.
but look, I'm being serious, okay?
Oh, sorry.
I don't really think streamers, especially certain streamers, realize how impactful they are to people, to their viewers' lives. And that's important. The fact that you share your life with us, and it's not just sitting around in front of a computer gaming. You take us out across Australia, you take us out to all over New Zealand, and you share that with us.
Humbly.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's so fucking priceless, dude. I mean, I cannot express in words how valuable that is.
Well, dude, thank you.
Dale,
Thank you for saying
Dale,
that.
if I may interrupt you, bro, I
Please.
couldn't agree more. Dale, Benin, that I can tell through the passion of Dale's voice, we appreciate and admire, and you inspire us, bro. All the hard work that you put in behind the scenes, it doesn't go unappreciated, Benin.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It does require a lot, and there's two. The first reason I do it is because I want to showcase the areas. That's the first reason. The second reason
You're just a kick-ass motherfucker. You're just a kick-ass motherfucker.
Oh, thanks, man. The second reason is a bit selfish. It's about the tech, and I want to push the tech as far as I can. And I've always been excited by tech and what it. Technology's moved so rapidly in the last, say, 5-10 years. From when I was a kid, trying to get a stereo system to broadcast in stereo in my bedroom. Yeah. Like, things have changed so quickly, and I've tried to go along with it. I've never really known what I would do with tech, but the fact that you can broadcast video content, which is what a live stream essentially is, live video to anywhere in the world, from anywhere in the world, is baffling to me. To sit in front of a lake with snow-capped mountains and live stream for 3 hours drinking Cody's and stout beers, tell me that would have happened 5 years ago? No, I wouldn't have believed you. So I want to showcase the areas, and I want to push the tech as hard as I can, to as far as I can. That's why this Teradek stuff was like a godsend in New Zealand. Not that I couldn't have done it without Teradek, but to see how another company does their live encoding and all that kind of stuff in the back end, I was so stoked to actually have that opportunity. We've got a camera there for JD.MAXX. How you going? Paul's in the house too.
Turn it around.
How you going, Paul?
Hold on.
And Tammy.
Hold
How you
on.
doing, Tammy? Didn't even see you guys. So yeah, we got a little camera action there. Oh, you just bumped out. That's just me and Dale. But yeah, that's the reason why I do that. And like for you, like, man, I got to get a haircut. To hear you guys say how much you enjoyed it is definitely rewarding. Definitely rewarding. You know, to know that you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed broadcasting it. I'll bring you back in there, JD.MAXX.
I tried to turn my camera on. It wouldn't turn around.
Oh, that's unusual. I'll put you back over there in case you do. Yeah. With that in mind, I have kind of my goal was always to drive around Australia and broadcast live from the vehicle. Unfortunately, it looks like the Starlink service isn't going to be used on a moving vehicle for some time, which is a bit sad. Not that I'm ready for it anyway, but you know, my idea of like, you know, driving off into the sunset and live streaming it might be a whiles away, let's just say. But yeah. But thank you for those nice words. What country should I go to next?
Well deserved. So.
Well, thank you, Dale. Cheers, man. Yeah. There was some tech issues there too, like, you know, like how about buying those HDMI transmitters and then finding out that they only work if they're far enough apart? They can't work if they're together. It's like, what?
Dude, there's always tech issues. Fuck that.
You buy this device.
The
right?
mystery.
The device takes your signal. It takes your signal from your camera and it sends it to your transmitter. So my theory would be, well, if it's close together, it hasn't got to transmit it as far, so it should be a stronger signal. But no, you've got to be a minimum distance apart. Oh, what?
Remember when you were on the mountain and you were glitching a little bit, and I was like, "You're too close, bro."
Yeah, and then I thought we were underneath a set of power lines, and I was like, "Oh, it's got to be the power lines because this has never happened before." And it's like, well, what else has never happened? You've never used these transmitters before either, dude. So think about it. It could be the transmitter. That was $800 that I had to. Well, I actually lost money on that because I threw the box away because I was so confident this was a product that I'm going to use forever. So I threw the packaging away and they said, oh, we can't really take them back for a full refund, and had to ship them back to the North Island.
You could write a bestseller on how to live stream. So the Mystery Machine, the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine has nothing on the D-Van.
Yeah, the Steve Van. What's the topic?
The D-Live Van.
No real topic here.
Steve Van.
Yeah, just chewing the fat. Just chewing the fat.
Ruh-roh.
Love a good convo. We haven't had this. This is what I've missed, to be honest. While I was in New Zealand, I could broadcast for you guys, but I couldn't really have a chat. I mean, we did have it once, Pablo. We wired up the tech and got it working that one time. But this is cool. This is cool. Honey girl. Hello, honey girl. Hello, skis. So what's your take on gambling streams,
how
JD.MAXX?
Was it like? All those people in New Zealand seem to love you too, driver. Did you have any white knuckle times in those mountains? I mean, that'd be pretty intense.
Driving,
Plus,
or
then you're streaming.
Sorry, I'll cut you off. Sorry.
Whiteout.
Yeah, we definitely had some pretty gnarly weather days. Real gnarly. Like there was one day that I can remember very, very clearly. The snow and the blizzard was so gnarly that I could only see, where's my hand? This much in front of me, in front of the bus windshield. And then it was just white. And I'm driving down the loop road. This is the road from the pickup zone down to the car park 4. And that road, I've driven it countless times, like 30, 40 times per day. So I know the road very, very well, but you can't see anything. There's cars parked on one side and there's death on the other side. You got to go down and go around a hairpin bend, and then you go down to car park 4. And in this particular day, I was driving probably 2 kilometers an hour, just creeping down super, super slow, just keeping an eye on what I thought was the road in front. Very, very frightening, but we were trained and we knew what we were doing, and yeah.
Oh, fuck. That sounds pretty hairy. Or
part of the job there, right? Part of the job. It's got to snow for the ski field to operate. So that's one thing I didn't really get. Sorry, I'll just cut in quickly. I didn't really get. Sometimes there was the conversation from the mountain, from staff, senior staff, was sort of came across as frustration, like, oh, it's snowing, man. You know, we're going to have to close the road or shut the mountain. Or I'm like, dude, this is what we're here for. It's snowing. Hey, man, bring it on. Bring on more snow. We all want snow.
Well, but you have to look at it from like corporate's point of view. You know, people are like, okay, so it's not just your security as an employee that's involved. They have property, the price of the bus. They have, you know, the people you're hauling. There's liabilities. There's legal issues. So I get that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way. For sure. No, well thought. I mean, well said.
You know what I think's priceless about you? I'm sorry to interrupt, but Ben, what's priceless about you is that mentality of the only chances we regret are the ones we don't take, and you know, the only ask, and you're like always just going for it. Safely, cautiously.
Yes.
But you
totally agree,
and that's awesome.
Well said, JD. That's exactly spot on. Totally
go for it, right? Grab it and take it. Yeah.
You got it. You know, life's short. You know, you never know when it's gone. And
that's right.
You got to fucking grab it by the balls while you can. Totally agree with that.
Paul says go to the snowy mountains. Nah, there's way more snow in New Zealand, dude. Like, I just experienced 6 months of, well, not 6 months, but definitely some great powder days. Some days where I was up to my waist in powder. That was insane. But as far as live streaming that and like streaming from the job, that was really exciting to be able to stream a whole day of my shift. There was a couple of tech issues, a couple of 4G issues. I wanted to talk to someone about that, about the 4G, but yeah. Anyway, I won't go down that avenue. But the person I was going to talk to no longer wants to talk to me. So.
Did you ever manage to do the what was the like a paraglide or whatever?
Yeah, not parasailing. It's paraglide. Yeah, right. Is it paraglide? I think it's parapent. No, that's mine a boat. But I know what you mean. No.
Motor or no motor?
No motor. Just running off a cliff and parachuting. Yeah. Unfortunately,
so do you catch like thermals where you actually get to climb if you find a warm pocket? And
they do. I've seen them climbing. Typically, it's used for down descent though, because they want as many people to come through as possible because they get paid per jump, so they don't want to be going back up. So, but I have seen dudes hovering around and going back up as well. Yeah. But what I was going to say about that is, and this is my mistake, and I have made this mistake before, and I try not to fall into this trap, but I never want to say anything until I'm 120% sure that it's going to happen. In fact, don't even say anything. Just do the thing, and when you're doing it, it's happening. So I was talking this up. I'm going to go parasailing with Nina. It's going to be awesome. She's offered to take me up and blah, blah, blah. She did offer to take me up and everything was tickety-boo. And the idea was, well, we'll wait till after July, when the school holidays are done. And then we'll probably look at doing it in August, September. And August came around and I was like, oh, okay, well, here's my availability. What's your availability like? And she basically said she's too busy. I said, okay, well, I'll wait till September. How's your availability? She's really flat out, really busy, and you know, what days would work for you? She couldn't do that day, and I was like, I'll do whatever day it needs. And then basically it went through most of September, and she never responded to the message. I was like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna push this issue. She offered for it, and it would be rad, but I'm not gonna push it any further. It's gonna make me look stupid, right? But then I met another guy who does it as well, and he said, I'll take you up.
Ben,
even he didn't take me up.
Ben, may I interrupt?
Go ahead.
May I choose you with love? You need to not procrastinate one more day. A bestseller photography book of your life. All these advanced photographs of all your adventures will seller.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
With your life,
I'll buy one. I'll sign up. I'll fucking buy one right now.
I mean, I'll
be your fucking representative to just donate my time to get it out there for you. 5 years experience in advertising marketing, bro. Free of charge. for you to say thank you.
Well, man, thanks. I don't know what to say. I don't think. I mean, aside from the tracer touring, I don't think my life.
Just do it. Don't even think about it. Just do it.
I mean, well, there is a cost involved.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's a cost, not just a financial, but I mean, I did a tour book.
Don't overanalyze.
I did a tour book.
Don't overanalyze.
I probably got them handy here somewhere. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, but that's now.
Right here,
bro. The last year of your life is amazing. Your wave a day, your New Zealand adventure.
Oh, okay. So nothing. Well, I always thought that this would be the stuff that would sell. This is when 2015 tracer tours that.
Well, yeah.
All that kind of stuff is a lot more exciting.
Margaritaville crew.
Yeah. I don't know, like
to those of us over 50, you know, generation, bro. Wave a day, New Zealand adventures. You know, the nighttime snowboarding. You know, live stream photo.
All right,
screenshots.
Let me ask. So those live streams,
breathtaking.
And those videos, they already exist on YouTube. What would a book? How would a book achieve a different audience? Can
I answer that?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay,
go for it.
My take on it is this. All right, number one, you could release a limited edition run. So let's say, you know, whatever, 100, 500 copies, right? So it's a limited edition, which makes it rare. You could incorporate some of your stuff from when you were a band photographer, right? Then you could incorporate, you know, however this would work. And I'm not an expert in this field at all, but you could incorporate screenshots or images from your streams, from New Zealand, from Australia, from you surfing. Just, you know, put a couple shots in of you doing a live stream on DLive, right? And then you could
autograph copies,
and you could sign exactly. Then you could sign them, right? And there are fans who would just grab that up fast. Now, I have no idea how many copies you would sell. You know, obviously this would have been different, you know, a year or two ago when DLive was booming and, you know, people were all over the place. It's just a thought.
Yeah.
But I would
incorporate the snorkel people, the snorkel video. The snorkel photos,
all of it, you know.
Okay. I'm hearing this idea.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, like so.
Oh, your passion is so just still. It just hurts my heart because I'm again like a caged lion, pawing at the bars, going to help this man as much as possible. Not feeling sorry for you, but being inspired by you. The rest of the world needs to see this is Franz. Your hope personified. That's serious.
Well, that's really kind, JD. Really kind of you.
Stress it enough.
You've hit an interesting idea because I never thought about a booklet based around my live streaming. Like I could do it just about New Zealand.
You're a professional photographer.
Yeah, but I didn't take any photographs in New Zealand. I just live streamed New Zealand. I didn't shoot any. I mean, aside from iPhone snaps, I didn't take a single photo.
Bro, but it's in your DNA. Your professional skills showed through. Dale, back me up on live stream.
No, I totally get it. Okay, so let me throw this out there. Maybe he'll get it if I come at this from a different angle. All right, so a couple of years ago, I was kind of a big deal on DLive. I mean, I had never streamed on DLive, and I had over 1,700 followers. There's no other person on DLive that I'm aware of that had never streamed on DLive that had anywhere near that number of followers. I'm not going to get into that too deep because I'm not trying to like smoke myself or pat myself on the back. I'm just making a point.
Yeah.
So I started writing a book. And the book was basically about my experience on the internet and particularly about DLive, right? Now, I had a lot of interest in that at the time because, again, this was when DLive was kicking ass. This was a couple of years ago. And it was inspiring to me, you know, it was therapeutic. It allowed me to express myself in a way that I couldn't really do online. because I could think about it and I could edit it and I could, tweak it, massage it. And I really think fine tune it. Yes. And I really think there's something there. It's just, we're just giving you something to think about. JD, I'm so fucking glad you brought this up. This is something I meant to mention to him a long time ago and I kept forgetting.
I mean, I'm hearing it, and the more I'm sort of pushing it around my brain, the more I'm enjoying the idea. I just had a quick thought as well to tie it back into, because all the content, all the screen grabs I'd nab from the streams, you could also QR code them back to the actual stream. So yeah,
yes.
In the book, you could turn the page and go, oh, this is a screen grab of the time that we went to Lake Hayes. Oh, and you want to see this part of the stream? Put your phone right here, and then it opens it up. Dude, that's actually a pretty good idea. That's a pretty good idea. That's a pretty damn good idea, actually.
Albert Dog is in the stream.
Yo, Dugsky! Hey, Gibbs and Pablo, and to all the other givers. And don't forget JD.MAXX in the house, too. Yeah, I mean, this idea, I'm glad I pulled this up, because I think that this kind of this booklet. Oh, hey, JD.MAXX, you're in the private chat there, dude. That's not... Yeah, don't use that private chat. Yeah, that's...
okay. Sorry.
Yeah. And Dale says fail. Yeah, we don't use that private chat. But yeah, this idea... Wow, Davey, thank you for the ice cream. This booklet idea of a tour book with photographs of a tracer tour could be a similar thing of literally 6 months in New Zealand, live streamed from Gibbs a Minute. It's 20 pages or 30 pages long. It features the best parts of my New Zealand trip. And every time you get to a spot you want to check it out, you just point your phone at it and it opens up the YouTube app, timestamp to that act. Dude, that's a good idea. I mean, who's gonna? But how?
Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I got to restart. My battery says the temperature's high. We ask if there's any which way. Please forgive me. I'll be right back. If I can get you right back as soon as I can restart.
No problem, JD. No problem, man.
Cools off.
Yep.
No
problem.
Bulletproof tattoos at PayPal, 103 USD. If anybody can pull their funds, please.
Feel free to put that in the.
So they don't dump them.
Feel free to put that in the chat, JD.MAXX. Put that in my chat so we can see it better.
I'll be right back.
Put that in the chat though. Put that PayPal address in the chat. Yeah, okay, I don't.
Thank you.
So Bennett, for me, I would broaden. I wouldn't just make it about New Zealand. And again, this is just my thought, my thinking. You know, it's your life. You can do whatever the hell you want. I would make it bigger than that. I would make maybe the New Zealand stream a central part of it, but make it about your whole journey online. You know, start at the very beginning, cover your time as a band photographer, maybe even get into your previous history before that, talk a little bit about, give us a little bit of insight into what it was like when you were a little kid, and keep it brief, of course. You don't want to bore people. I do that all the time. But, and then bring it all the way to, the current day. You could talk about things about DLive. You could talk about, all the things that interest you, surfing, all of it. And I think that would really interest people. I know it would me. So.
Okay, so I'm going to self-depreciate here because if you can't self-depreciate, then you can't self-appreciate. I don't think I'm that interesting. I don't think there is enough of a market out there of people that would want to know all that crap about me, but I believe that there would be enough people out there that would want to know about New Zealand. So that's
okay. So I'm going to interrupt you. Let me ask you another question. How important is it? Because you said this before that numbers aren't that important to you, right? So then you have to ask yourself, why would you do it? What would be the motivation to do it? And if the motivation is that the people who love and care about you are interested, maybe that's enough. Just a thought.
Yeah. Okay. And by the way,
maybe your family would appreciate it, like after you're gone, as like a documentary of your life online. think of it that way.
Yeah. Just to pause quickly, there's that
Sure.
JD.MAXX's PayPal address. If you want to donate to his cause there, you've heard him speak about his father's ashes. You guys, it's right there for you. Is it at Bulletproof Tattoos? Yeah, you can see it right there. So just back to that idea. I feel like, so to look at it from the entire life of me,
Right.
you would need to be something important. Like, just because I came back from New Zealand doesn't warrant a lifetime book about me, I don't think. Maybe when I turn 50, maybe. That's only 3 years away.
Don't wait too long, dude. I'm just telling you that things happen quickly and you never know when it's too late.
Yeah, okay. I see where you're headed.
Just something to think about, all right?
Yeah, I'll definitely mull it over. And as I am mulling it over, I really liked the idea of this is a companion. Because right now, and this is YouTube's fault, right now, when you go to YouTube, it's very hard to navigate anybody's channel, not just Gives a Minute, but you go to any of your favorite streamers or content creators' channel, and it's a little bit lousy, right? It's not a very well laid out website. I mean, they got playlists and you can change the thumbnails and all that stuff, but imagine if, let's just say YouTube implemented a PDF creator that you could dump in a whole bunch of content, and then it would link out a little PDF booklet that you could email to people and say, oh, I just spent 6 months in New Zealand, have a flick through this 6-page little PDF, and if you see anything that catches your fancy, just click this link and it'll take you straight to that part of the stream. This is what I was thinking, and that's why I thought this would be a good comparison, because this is the little package of a tour. Even though it doesn't link out anywhere, because this is before QR codes, but it reminds you of the tour. That's what the booklet could serve, a little reminder of, this is the first person, because I've got to claim that, the first person to IRL the absolute shit out of Queenstown. Go to YouTube and search Queenstown, New Zealand IRL. All of my content comes up. No one else has done it. A little booklet that I could then, I'm not even sure where I'd put it for sale, but these runs which I did on the tour were through Apple Books, and I think we did 2 runs of 50 maybe, and we sold them at the merch table every night, and I sold all of them except for about 7 or 8, which I've still got in the shrink wrap. So I'm just wondering, like, the idea of and I'm thinking of it like a tour, the idea of a tour linked out to the timestamped links in those live streams, that's something that I think could work, but I'm not too sure where I'd sell it, aside from me coming onto the stream saying, still got 20 more of the books, folks. Who wants to buy them?
Oh, okay. Look, right. I get you. Okay. I totally get you. But let me just interject something.
Sure.
All right. The issue that I have with that is, because this is something that I kind of I'm good at this. All right. So the problem with that is you're limiting your audience. Like when you did that booklet on the Tracer tour, that was for Tracer fans, but people who aren't Tracer fans just really aren't, frankly, all that interested. If you were to do a New Zealand thing, it would be the same thing. You're limiting your audience. What I'm suggesting, and I think JD was suggesting this as well, I'm not going to speak for him, but broaden it, make it about all of it from start to finish. It's like your life. You're sort of doing an autobiography.
Whoa. Wait, is there a finish coming? Is something happening that I don't know about?
Well, I mean, I spoke to your doctor the other day, dude. Yeah. No, but you feel me, right? It's, you want to broaden your audience, because I think more people would be interested in, you can make the Tracer tour and the New Zealand trip and a lot of other things highlights, but you want to include, because most of the people who follow you on DLive, they have their own reasons for following you, for paying attention.
As we found out yesterday.
God, don't get me started on that. Oh God, that was brutal.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I feel like your audience wants the whole picture, not just little slices of the pie. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
So again, just something to think about. You know, I'm not going to try to control you like last night. God, that was fucking.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So would I
don't get the backs or you're a horrible person? It was like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, we'll dovetail into that. But what amazed me of that conversation was that he basically said, you've got free choice to do whatever you want, but as long as you do what we want you to do.
There's a word for that. It's called hypocrite.
It's also manipulation, right?
Well, that, yeah. I mean, I was so fucking annoyed, man. It was just.
Yeah, but I did tab out what he linked, and I will get to it in 12 more years of streaming because I've got so many tabs up the wazoo. But
well, I have to tell you, I think you handled it really well. The part that bothered me about that, and I have to get this off my chest because it's been fucking driving me crazy. The part that bothered me about that is you were doing a stream about your clips in New Zealand. That was the theme, right? Yeah. And it got derailed because of this one dude who wanted to go somewhere completely different, and that's all he wanted to talk about. He wasn't interested in your clips from New Zealand. He never even discussed those. He was just going on and on and on about his own little whatever.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
You know,
it's unfortunate, but that is the nature of live streaming. I try to roll with it as best as I can. I try to keep on topic and then go sideways and come back again, bring it back around. Right. But yesterday,
you handled it well.
Well, thank you. Yeah, yesterday it definitely got to a point where I was like, all right, let's just put an end to this, and then we'll go back to the clips. But it just kept on digging. Like you'd think you'd just put the last nail in that coffin, and then it just got ripped back open again, and we're back to square one. So yeah. But I never thought about that. He never once mentioned New Zealand. And I guess if he did, he would have mentioned the vaccination. That would have been the only thing he would have brought up. But yeah. And for him to say, oh, you've lost viewers, you know, he said something like, that's why we left you. Like, whose behalf is he speaking on? Like, is he speaking on a bunch of people that used to watch my content but left because I got vaxxed? I didn't even know that happened. I mean, did that happen? Well, is that a thing?
I mean, you want my honest opinion?
Go ahead.
I think it probably did happen. But so what? You know, would that affect your decision making at all? No.
I didn't even know it happened.
And you made it clear. It was like, you know, you made your decision based on what you felt was best for you and your family.
Yeah.
Which is what pretty much we all do.
Yeah.
You know, some streamers online and their arrogant attitudes about, you know, you've got to do what I say, or, you know, I don't want anything to do with you. It's like, well, in my opinion, my attitude is good. Fuck off.
Yeah, then fuck right off. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, and Hendrik in the chat, he was contemplating banning him for good. And like, I wouldn't have been upset at that point. Like, because
believe me, I thought about it several times, but
well, yeah, that's why you guys are mods, because you guys think very similar to me. Here's the thing: he came back in and announced that he'd been missing for that long. I didn't even know he'd been missing for that long. So for him to come in saying, "Oh, I'm back. Did you miss me?" and then to like lay this on me and say how bad I am, it's like, well, quite frankly, I'd rather you were still gone at that point. If all you want to do is come in and abuse me for a decision I'd made, then what's the point of that? Like, is that how you get off on in your day, that you feel better by coming in and telling, like, oh, gives a minute, you got back from New Zealand after 6 months, but you also got vaxxed, and bam, bam, bam. It's like, dude, that's my decision. Like, but how does that change his day at all? Like,
unfortunately, Ben and I've been on DLive for over 4 years, and I see that a lot. Not so much now, but I used to see that a lot. There's a lot of very arrogant people out there who are convinced that they're just so knowledgeable. Remember, he kept talking about how I know things about, you know, the vax that you don't, and I can educate you, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, and I challenged him. Remember, I was like, bring it. Let's do a call in, and, you know, I'll debate you, motherfucker. This guy, he was just
the call in,
and then he was like, oh, I can't do that. And, you know, whatever, fuck off.
The call in is like that's almost the shutdown for anybody that comes in, like keyboard warrior style. All you got to do is say, okay, man, happy to have you on. Let's have a chat. Get your camera and your microphone out. Oh, I don't have a camera or a microphone. Get your phone out. I don't have a phone.
I was doing panels on COVID in March of 2020 when it was first getting started. Right?
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I do have some knowledge on it. And I feel like
you had to do that. Sorry.
Well, no, I feel like I have a certain level of knowledge on viruses, vaccines, yada yada yada. I don't know if you know this. My brother was the lab director at a local hospital. I think I mentioned that to you like when we first met. He's now retired. Actually, he retired early. But I do have a certain level of knowledge, and he wasn't interested in debating me at all.
No.
And that kind of, it was like, yeah, okay, well then, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
He just wanted he wanted to preach was what he wanted to do.
Totally. When you offer someone the platform to come in and have a chat, and they say they haven't got a microphone, a camera, or a cell phone, those are three things that nearly everybody would have, but there is a percentage of people that may not have all three of those things. So at that point, you've done when I say you, I mean me, I've done everything I can do to extend an opportunity for him to actually speak his mind. I'm not going to continue back and forwarding in the chat because of the veracity of his comments. The amount of his commentary in my chat was too much. Like you said, it was derailing the stream. So I said, look, dude, you've obviously got something you want to tell me. Come in and have the chat. I can't come in. I haven't got a camera. I haven't got a phone. Haven't got a microphone. Haven't got anything. I'm like, okay, then in that case, let's just move on because we're not going to get past this. We hit a brick wall. So that's it. Right. That's all I can do. Like there's no other avenue at that point.
He reminded me a lot of. I don't think he realized it, but he was trolling. That's classic trolling when you come in and you derail a stream. You completely disrupt what the streamer's doing, and it was all about him and his opinion. Right?
Yeah.
So I just don't respect that at all. I never have. I never will.
Now we're tooting hearts.
And what annoyed me was that it was disrespectful to you. That's what was pissing me off.
I mean, I don't know. Well, he definitely judged me. He definitely made a judgment call on me.
You think?
Yeah, that was a bit of a shame. Like I don't judge anybody else for what they do, but on that same angle, I will definitely call it out. Like when I realized what was going on, I was like, wait a second, man. You're basically telling me use your own freedom of use your own free will and your own freedom of choice. But the second the thing that you choose doesn't align up with the thing that I choose, then I'm going to hit you and I'm going to berate you. Like, well, then that's not giving me freedom of choice. That's saying you can only choose this as long as it ends up where I choose. Like, that's,
exactly. That was my point. Exactly. It was like, yeah, that's the exact opposite of free will. Like,
it's almost comical. It's almost comical to even have that conversation based around that because the dude obviously believes in free will, but yet there it is. He's not letting me have it.
It was so ironic because he didn't understand how he was being contradictory. He was contradicting his own argument.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like the very thing that he was promoting, this idea of, and when he said you didn't have all the info, I was like, yeah, but that's because no one has all the info because we're always learning. Like people are still learning about the virus and the vaccines to this day. No, like there isn't a point where it goes, here it is, that's everything. It comes in drips and it changes, it morphs, and the information changes. And he's like, well, now you know. And I'm like, well, now you know as well. So what's to say that in 5 months from now we all know differently? It just the mindset didn't compute for me. Like I was just like, you're not getting it, dude. And
okay, so this is why I did not ban him, is because there's a saying, let them keep digging their hole. He just kept digging that hole deeper and deeper. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna let this fucker talk, because the more he talks, the more ignorant he sounds. And he keeps, he kept coming off as being really fucking arrogant, and I know so much more, and there's things that I have to tell you, and you just don't understand, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, talk then, tell us.
Yeah.
And he never did, of course.
There's also the angle that he is, he's a regular or semi-regular. Net TV, the name goes way back, right? So it's not like he's not a nobody. He's somebody that we know. To be completely fair, though, I feel like I saw him a few times in the chats in New Zealand. He says he hasn't been there, but when his handle came in yesterday, it wasn't like, oh wow, Net TV's back. I feel like I'd seen him a bunch in the New Zealand streams. But yeah, I don't know if anybody can back me up on that, but it just didn't strike me as, this guy's been missing in action for that long.
I'm not certain, but I kind of vaguely remember that.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't just me. Linky Poo, you need the link again? No worries, I'll pop it in the chat. I should still be in my copy and paste style. Yep, there it is. Yeah, interesting. I just want to hit it one more time, but this is a thing that does happen when you live stream. You have to be able to, like today, for instance, I had all these tabs up and I thought we're going to go and do that. We didn't touch a single tab. Instead, call in. I'm like, yeah, well, let's have a call in. It's way better, So flexibility is key.
Agility, yes.
Or agility, that's a good word. When JD gets in, do you want to twist this around a little and talk about gambling and this new angle on DLive? Because
I'm up for whatever. This is your stream. I'll happily discuss anything you want.
Thank you very much, bro. On my way. God bless. Thank you. I think JD.MAXX might be splitting. Yeah, okay. Well then, so gambling. First of all, are you for or against gambling?
Are you talking personally or
just in general? The idea of gambling, spending money to potentially win more money.
Okay, so like I'm an adult and I have nothing against adult behavior. Adults should be allowed to buy alcohol if they want. They should be allowed to purchase various substances if they want. They should be allowed to engage in sex with whoever they choose, whenever and wherever they choose, as long as you're consenting adults.
And however they choose.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And if your thing is gambling, fucking go for it. It's not my thing because I frankly suck at it.
You suck at gambling?
Yeah, I tried gambling like when I was back in college, and that's a whole long boring story. You ever heard of Highlight?
No.
Okay, so Highlight is basically a game. It's popular in Florida, where I am. You'd have to Google Highlight. It's spelled Jaiallai. It's it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's very unique.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
But so there's these Highlight frontons, they call them, across Florida, and people would go there and gamble. It's people. Some people go to the dog track. Some people go to they gamble on horse racing. Some people go to a casino and they play the slot machines, or they gamble on blackjack or craps or whatever. There's lots of different forms of gambling.
Yes.
And you mentioned earlier that you could even argue that crypto is sort of a form of gambling in a way.
For sure.
That's a little different.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything against gambling per se.
Right.
I suppose there's several points that I would like to make. First and foremost, the house always wins.
Yeah. I've heard this saying.
So if you want to win, be the house.
Yes, makes sense. I just brought JD.MAXX back in.
Okay.
So the house always wins. If you want to win, always be the house.
Right. That's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 is see lesson number 1.
Fair.
Because
fair.
It's easy to get caught up in chasing the latest hot thing. And this is what happens. You've seen it as well as I have. People get caught up in, whatever.
Yeah.
And
sorry,
go ahead.
No, continue.
Well, so it's just for me personally, like I had a really good friend of mine, my best friend. This was about 10 years ago. He was actually very good at gambling. He was very knowledgeable. He understood casino games. His things were he would play poker, craps, and roulette. And he was good at it. He would also, bet on football games and things like that. So he and I went to Vegas a few times, Las Vegas.
Yep.
We had a fucking blast. Oh my God. One trip in particular, we just had an amazing time. So I can't crap on gambling because there's an entertainment factor. Okay. It's not just, look, if you can go to Vegas and come back and you've broken even and you had a great time for a week or even just a few days, then that's a win because there's that entertainment value, right? So you have to factor all these different aspects into it.
I think one thing that I struggled with and I'm sort of just getting around it now, there's multiple ways to gamble, as we've already assessed. There's the track, there's horse racing, there's crypto, whatever, and there's the casino. And inside the casino, there is multiple games to be played. It looks like, from what I'm seeing on DLive, they're only focused on the slots. Is that right? This is it. It's not like gambling in general. It's just slot gambling.
Honestly, I have no idea. I think that's correct. That's what it seems to be. I haven't really been paying any attention to it because I've completely checked out of the whole DLive thing.
Yeah. Well, I just saw it just before on the carousel. All the slots were filled with slots. All the wheel action was slots, and then
it's been that way for weeks now.
Yeah, right. And the last slot was a promotion for a campaign for the slots. So it's just like, you couldn't say, I'm going to IRL stream a trip to the casino, because that wouldn't be gambling in the terms that, well, unless you went and played the slot machines. Yeah. Melbourne Doug, that's a good question. Are they real gambling, or is it just playing fake slot games? I mean, I can't imagine it would be fake. I imagine you mean for real money? I'm assuming it's for real money. I guess we'd have to check it out. We should find it out one time. JD.MAXX is having difficulty come back in. He's got two versions of himself here. We got JD.MAXX in stereo. I'll just add one of them back in.
I'm having issues here. Sorry.
Yeah, I see your connection was a bit sketchy before. It's also a bit sketchy now. Your internet connection was always a bit on the low side, and we were losing you. But
is my connection okay?
Yours is rock solid. Yeah, yours is great.
Okay. All right, cool.
Davey Z in the chat.
Like
they didn't mention. Sorry, go ahead, JD. Go ahead.
I just say they look like a blue matrix. It's cool.
Yeah. They didn't mention if it had to be a gambling site with cash or like a slot machine on Facebook games. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen any announcements about it, so I'm in the dark as well. But maybe forget the slots and forget the gambling. Let's round this into a more of a generic kind of question. Is this a good thing for DLive in the sense that at least they're doing something? Chasing something. Is this good for DLive?
I'm just not going to comment on that.
Okay, that's fair. You don't have a
on that
comment?
Note, may I please ask for forgiveness for sounding like a mooch and a leech and for help. That it's very humiliating and humbling, and I apologize, and I appreciate if anybody can help, but I'm at my wit's end as I have nobody else to ask. So out of desperation, that's why I posted things and asking for $103 USD. I wanted to ask if it wasn't desperation.
Understood. You can feel free to put it back in the chat. Put it back in the chat again, JD, if you want to. That's fine. Dougski, excuse me.
It's like 2020.
Doug says slots can be boring when you play by yourself, let alone watching someone else. So this is the slot, right? The slot is you sit at the thing and you pull the handle and it goes dunk, dunk, That's the slot machines, right? This is all this
Right.
is. Yeah.
Right.
See, that's not like card gambling. That's not like skillful playing poker and blackjack and roulette and all that stuff.
Exactly. Slot machines is just pure luck. Okay.
Well, it's not even that.
Whereas
It's computer programmed. So
well, computer programmed luck. AI, an early form of AI.
yeah.
If you're playing poker, there's an element of skill involved because you can bluff.
That's what I meant. These card games, when you actually have to know the game, that would be somewhat intriguing to me.
Yes, I agree with that.
Davey says it could just be simply an event to go along with the updates they've been doing. If they continue with other new things along the way, could be preparing for some major changes or even a sale. Yeah. Jane, g'day, Jane on YouTube. How you doing, Jane? A to Z. No hand, there are buttons now. Yeah, so you don't even have to pull a slot. It's just the pressing of a button. Good to see you, Jane, over on YouTube. Hello. One-arm bandits. Right. Doug, I like watching poker. It can be skillful. I mean, there's no denying poker is a skillful game. I don't know how to play it, but poker seems like a skillful game. Pulling it on a lever and hoping for the best seems futile, but I mean, you could, and this is pretty cool actually. We said before, cryptocurrency is essentially gambling. Well, you can pull down a handle essentially on a slot machine, and you get a random amount of cryptocurrency. This is called a faucet. I have this going. I know about faucets. So faucets, bless you. Faucets are almost like a crypto slot, right? Yeah. Okay.
Well, and then you have a completely different aspect as well. There's sports betting, which every casino has what they call a sports book, where you can go in and you can bet a certain amount on a team. And there's all these different, you can bet on the coin flip. You can bet on who gets the first touchdown. You can bet on the over under, they call it. You can bet on who wins or loses. So for my thing is I love watching college football because I attended 2 different universities. So I'm a fan of those universities, and I watch, this is college football season. So every Saturday I fucking love watching these games. And fans get really passionate. When you see a stadium of 90,000 people and they're just chanting and screaming for your team, and especially if you're there in the stands, it's a rush, it's a fucking trip,
I'm sure it is. And you got money on it too, like.
And then if you've got some money in they call it skin in the game. If you've got some skin in the game, it makes it even more fun.
Absolutely.
So I get it, but I don't know. In general, the fact of the matter is if you do a little basic research, gambling is basically you're likely going to lose. That's what usually happens.
Can you hear me still, Dale?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Interesting. My my audio interface just reloaded. That's very strange. Let me.
I can hear you fine. I don't know if the chat can. Can people in chat let us know if
it should still be all good? I just can't hear. That's interesting. No, it's okay. So I can't. So you can hear the background music, the underlaid music.
No, I just hear you. I haven't heard any music the whole stream, but I'm listening to you on the
Oh yeah, of course. No. You should be hearing that. JD.MAXX has come in with a 3rd camera. I'm gonna add all 3 of JD.MAXX's cameras to the stream. I don't know how this is gonna work, but there's another version of JD.MAXX, and here is the 3rd. There's 3 JD.MAXXs. Look at that. Which one are you, man? There's 3 of you. Classic. No background music at the moment. Yeah, I just 5x5 dead set. Thank you, man. That means it's all good. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all good. Yeah. So just to get my head around this, so my take on this slot thing is that this could be a good thing for DLive. This could be good. How long does it last? I wonder. I wonder how long this happens for. How long do we go on with this? Oh, JD.MAXX is coming in with a 5th camera. Let me see how this works.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. I'll get rid of these other ones.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, JD. How you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
You can't hear us now.
What's going on?
Oh, wow. He can't hear us? That's unusual.
Apparently.
Ben.
Yeah, we're here, man. We can hear you.
What's going on with this?
That's unusual.
Don't you just
I'll be right back.
audio?
I'll try again.
He's I don't know if you can in the green room. I don't think. Do you see JD.MAXX in the green room when you were there, Dale, or what do you see when you're in the green room?
Well, I'm not in the green room now, so honestly, I don't remember.
Yeah, okay. I just wondered if you could see his internet connection, because every time he's been in, his internet has been like, out of 4 bars, he's on like 1 and the smallest one. So I think he's got a connectivity issue.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Technology is a pain in the tushy, says Honey Girl. It can be.
Indeed.
It can be.
Indeed.
Yeah. Interesting, yeah. So Dale, if you had to talk about the New Zealand streams, what's the standout from your memory of New Zealand?
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that. See, this is what I wanted to talk about. All right.
Are you falling off a chair there, or just repositioning a microphone?
No, I took my headphones off for a moment because I just needed to kind of. All right, so, I mean, fuck, where do I even start? I mean, okay, let me back up a minute. When I first got on DLive, I was drawn to certain streamers. I was drawn to art streams at first because there were some really interesting art streams when I first joined. People painting, drawing, whatever. Pick an art form. Cooking, there's lots of art forms. Yeah. Music has always been my passion, and we've talked about that many times. I pride myself on my DJ skills, sort of.
Okay.
IRLs, which you do really well.
Thanks.
And watching somebody play a video game generally bores me. Oh, and of course the other thing is panels. Getting in a group call and a conversation and having a discussion with whoever about whatever. It can be interesting. So that was always my thing. You do IRLs better than most. And again, I'm not trying to kiss your ass, but I've always enjoyed your IRLs, and the New Zealand streams were just off the fucking chain. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed your IRLs in Australia. Your surfing streams, that's IRL. You'd go on some road trips in Steve Ann. Those were cool.
Yep.
But going to a place like New Zealand where you've got these incredible mountain ranges and lakes, and it just, I mean, look, you were there, I don't have to tell you. And the fact of the matter is, most of us who hang out in your chat will never go to New Zealand. I will probably never go to New Zealand. I would like to, I would love to, but it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
I've been to Europe many times and want to go again. But the fact that you had the fact that you took the time and effort, and it was a lot of time and effort on your part to share that with us, dude, I would get chills watching your streams.
That's cool, man. That's so cool. That's so kind of you. Yeah. I
don't know how to adequately express my gratitude to you for that. That was so amazing. I mean, it was like you brought us along in this amazing journey, and you're a day in the life of you at work. That stream where you were driving the bus, so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Going up the skyline, whatever you call it, the gondola.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it. And everything. The streams where you, like, you would go hang out and you'd randomly meet people like those girls, out Lake Wakatipu, and just the conversations, and out on the dock with the sunset. It was fucking amazing, dude. I love that shit. So kudos to you. I can never
thank you.
And I think I'm speaking for many of us, because I've had conversations with some of our friends privately, and they all said the same thing. It was like, oh my God, this is just amazing. So thank you.
Well, to start with, it's not hard to get a good scene in New Zealand. Anywhere you look, it's just spectacular everywhere. Even like, and this is just me speaking selfishly, but even like lousy street scenes look good, right? The streets look good. The mountains behind them and the street, the architecture, all that stuff looks rad. But then you go into anywhere there's a mountain or a lake, and bam, it's just perfect. So the only thing you need is the 4G. And I was struggling at the start, or I struggled to sort of, well, I worked it all out pretty quick before I even began my stream. But this idea of being somewhere that's beautiful and live streaming, I honestly can't believe no one else has really tapped that market yet in Queenstown. I feel, I mean, I don't know what it's going to do for my YouTube channel, if anything at all, but it's good to know that, hey, if you search Queenstown snow, like snowing in Queenstown, you get my video and my VOD from my live stream. And the fact that was live, there's no way I could have faffed that up, or I could have, like YouTubers paint a picture and then when you get there, it's like, this is nothing like that YouTuber's video. Well, hey, a live stream, you can't fake any of that. It's all happening. It's all there, warts and all. So yeah, I'm glad it hit. By the way, can I just address Jane? This is JD's Jane. So thank you, Jane, for being here. And JD did mention you before, so maybe we'll get to meet each other in the next part of this year or early next year. Good to have you, Jane, over on YouTube. Come on down to DLive, though. DLive.tv/givesaminute.
New Zealand Queenstown reminded me a lot of, I've been to Switzerland a few times, and you got the mountains and lakes, and so there's water things you can do, and you can go up on the mountains, and you can
yep
it's just all of it, right?
I'd agree with that too. It is very similar to Switzerland and Canada. New Zealand is Canada on a smaller scale, and Switzerland is like, well, New Zealand, there's parts of it that are just like Switzerland, for sure.
Yeah, Western Canada, like Whistler, that whole area, the Rockies.
Yeah, totally, totally. And I've been to all three of those places, and I can vouch that you're dead right. In fact, what I found very interesting is that New Zealand is so close to Australia, yet it's nothing like it. Like New Zealand. Here we go. Sorry to all you Aussies, myself.
No, go.
Myself included. New Zealand shits on Australia for a visual, like visual beauty. It's in abundance. It's everywhere, and it's off the hook. The scale is like, and I'm not saying that there's nothing beautiful in Australia. Far from that. There's heaps of beautiful stuff here, and there's scenery, and there's mountain ranges, and there's big valleys, and go up to the Blue Mountains, it's awesome, right? But New Zealand has that every single time you look around. It's like, and the Lake Wakatipu, so the lakes that I went to, like Lake Wakatipu, Lake Johnson, Lake Hayes, Moke Lake, Lake Kirkpatrick. Did I go to Lake Dispute? No, I didn't. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Lake Dispute. These 6 lakes, these are the ones around Queenstown. They're incredibly beautiful. But when you get in a plane and you go up and you leave the country, you look down and you spot those lakes. There's like 100 other lakes around that you might not be able to get to. Like they're everywhere, everywhere. There's crevices and there's water shining, and then they're all steep rocky mountains going up with the snow on the top. And I just went to like 6 of them, and they're beautiful. It's just like I was walking around, and I had this thought at one point where I thought some people, and nobody did this, but I thought some people might say, why do you always have to take beers and whiskey? Can't you just enjoy it? Dude, the streams that I did was like maybe, probably more than a half, maybe 2/3 of my time. The rest of my time, I was out there just enjoying it. But being there with a whiskey or a stout beer or whatever it is just gives it that it's so much nicer to just go and just relax, and your body just relaxes, and then you're like, look at this fucking view, dude. Like, it's, to coin a New Zealand phrase, it's primo, bro. Primo views
Okay.
up from up here, bro.
Okay. So that's actually another interesting topic. All right. So alcohol, marijuana, whatever your thing is, right?
Yeah.
The brilliance of that is it enhances the experience as long as you don't abuse it. Right?
Absolutely.
If you're abusing it, if you're just stoned off your ass and trashed, or if you're drunk off your ass and trashed, that's not good.
No.
But if you get a little buzz on, it makes music sound better, food tastes better,
Yep.
the colors pop,
Yeah.
you know, all of it. So, you know, never feel the need to apologize for that. I mean, shit. I think every adult human can relate to that.
Okay, good. I'm not alone then. And I see Jane and JD say primo is USA too, bro. But you gotta say it like primo, bro. It's fucking no, don't say fucking. It's sweet as, bro. It's primo from up here. Go and get your chili bun and get a can of bear. They say bear for beer. The first time someone said that to me, it was Whitebait. Hey, Whitebait, if you're watching on Facebook, he's like, "Oh, you gonna have a bear? No, you gonna have a bear?" I'm like, "Am I gonna have a bear? What the fuck?" Oh, he means beer. Yeah, I'm gonna have a beer. Yeah, I'm gonna have a few beers. Go and get me a bear.
So that's another thing. Okay, this is what I love about traveling. I've been all over Europe.
Hold on one sec. Hexy. Sorry, dude. Hexy Mofo, how you doing, man? Haven't seen you for a while. Cryptocurrency stream tomorrow. Good to see you, man.
So,
sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So I've been all over Europe, and I just turned 17 the first time I went there.
Oh, cool.
And the beauty of it is that you get to experience different languages, different culture, different history, different art, the way people speak, the food they eat, the plants. You would go on these walks, and I would fucking get off on just looking at the trees and the plants and shit, because it was so different from here. You know?
I know that feeling. The difference, even like subtle things like ferns, like different colored ferns, and like the moss on the side of the trails, the hikes. It's like, this is all soft green moss. It's like carpet. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Well, it was almost like you were on a different planet, you know.
Fully. It's exactly how I felt.
It's difficult to put into words, as you know.
Yeah.
But it's just fucking mind blowing cool. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Max, JD, Benon, what's the town closest to you? So Jane knows. So the closest town to me would be, well, the biggest city would be Wollongong, but the closest town would be Nowra. When I was walking in areas that didn't have 4G, I'd always go somewhere first and take my phone and just check. And if there was no 4G, I was like, well, I'm going to shoot a vlog here. I'm going to come back and shoot a vlog. And some of those places were just like the walk to the Mount Crichton Trail, the Mount Crichton, what's it called? Sam Summer's hut. That trail was just insanely beautiful. And also I should mention this. The fact that I went out there and did a vlog is pretty cool, because all that shit burnt down. That fire that we saw from my last stream in New Zealand, where we sat on top of Queenstown Hill and we were looking at a fire, or the smoke from a fire, that was Mount Crichton all burning. So arguably, and I didn't go back there to check, but arguably the area that I went through and videoed of all this beautiful scenery is now all black from a burnt out. Yeah.
I actually missed your last stream, unfortunately.
That's all right. The VOD's up on YouTube, but yeah, it was just a case of we chanced it. We went up to Queenstown Hill, and it looked like snow coming in. I was like, how can there be snowing? Because I could see it coming up the Wakatipu. And I was like, what the? It's like 13 degrees. How can there be snow? And then it was like, no, that's a cloud from a wildfire. I don't call them that over there. I struggled to work out what they do call them, because they don't call it bushwalking, they call it tramping. So if you're not in the bush, you're in the tramp. Does that mean it's a tramp fire?
Well, tramping is a completely different thing in the United States, so we won't go there.
A tramp would not be well, yeah. So
you're not MTAG, so I'm trying to be good.
Keep it above the gutter, yeah. So that was interesting, and that last stream I did there, that was the day after I shipped all the stuff back to TerraDeck, and then I went about the process of kind of like dismantling my life and like packing things down. And one thing that I didn't document or anything, or I did shoot a video, but it's just a blithering mess. But I did get really trashed on my last afternoon in Queenstown. I went down to the pier. I did a bunch of live streams from down there, Queenstown Gardens, looking across to the Remarkables over Kelvin Heights. And I drank probably about that much out of the end of a bottle of famous grouse whiskey. So I finished off that. Then I went home and drank more whiskey and hung out with my housemate on the balcony. And apparently, I don't recall this, but apparently, when it was time to go to sleep, he needed to escort me down the stairs because I was falling everywhere. I didn't make it into my bed. I made it onto my bed, fully clothed. I woke up what felt like the next day, but it turned out to only be 1 a.m. I woke up and I was extremely hungry and hungover. And I ate some food and tried to watch this documentary I was watching, this Mount Everest doco. And I tried to eat a bit of food, couldn't hold it down. Tried to go back to sleep. Woke up again at 6 a.m. and then parked an almighty tiger in the bathroom. That's vomiting, for those that don't understand that saying, parking a tiger. I chucked my guts up everywhere. It was an unpleasant sight. And then I went and got on a plane to Australia.
Yeah, and we're hungover the whole fucking flight, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a very good flight. It's only 2.5 hours, but it wasn't a very fun flight. But then when I think about that afternoon, I was really excited. Like I was sad and I was excited. So it was kind of like a rush of emotions. And then I was super drunk. And I was like, no, this is my last night in Queenstown. I'm going to... Because before my housemate came home, I cranked up the stereo or the TV and turned up the tunes and sat there drinking, look up at Coronet Peak, look at Queenstown Hill, drinking whiskey. I was like, oh man, it's been 6 months. I've achieved all these things and I got my full Bitcoin and I've done this and I've done that. And I'm like, yeah, this has been cool. And I drink more and drink more. And the next thing I know, I'm off my tits drunk. Hey,
fucking trash.
My housemate comes home.
I meant to ask you. Okay, so you managed to get a full Bitcoin. Talk to us about that.
Yeah. So what I did was, and I was going to touch this again tomorrow on the cryptocurrency stream, but I just dollar cost averaged in, just put in whatever I had in addition from my weekly wage or fortnightly wage. I'd put aside obviously what I thought I needed for food and luxuries and beverages and whatnot. And then if I had anything left over, I went half Hex and Bitcoin. And by the end of the 6 months, I'd accumulated just over a full Bitcoin and a bunch of different Hex projects. There's been some really... Now, I don't want to go too deep here because it's crypto, but there's been a lot of projects built on top of Hex. Perpetuals, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. And I went in deep with those guys and pretty stoked.
Well, a couple things. All right. So number one, you bought in at the right time when it was down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Buy low, sell high. But you have to remember to sell high. I'm going to fucking spank you on that.
I'm not touching it. I'm holding on it. More than likely, Baxter and Claudia will sell that when it's high. I might sell it. I don't know.
Okay, and fuck, now I just lost my train of thought. God damn it.
Was it going to be something about the F word, the fool word?
Perhaps.
No, JD.MAXX wanted the link. Oh, hey, H-Man. Thank you, H-Man. Yeah.
I haven't pulled that out in a while. No, and I hope you understand. That was even initially, that was not directed at you.
No. I get you. And
I wasn't calling you a fool. I was just saying, don't be a fool.
We've dealt with this and we've come past it. DCA for the win, Hexy. Right on. Get this though, Dale. Think about when I got out of when I got out of Lino and got into BTT and got the extra 3% from DLive. Just think that's how it went. Or was it 6%? I think it was 3%. Either way, when you were there with me and I bought Bitcoin at, I think, 38,000. Imagine if I had held that money and bought now, I'd have 2 Bitcoin. more or less.
Okay, so there's a lesson there, right?
Well, okay, so this is what I got to that point, but I hadn't quite finished it, because what I was going to say is, if I didn't buy the Bitcoin that I did then, or the portion of the Bitcoin that I did back then, I wouldn't have, that money would have gone somewhere else, and potentially I would have lost it or spent it or done something, a different investment. But the fact that I bought Bitcoin at that price and then kept adding to the stack to the point where I am today, where I have just over a full Bitcoin, even though if you look at the chart, you might have gone in wrong at that time, I'm still super comfortable that I have come out of it all in a year and a half, maybe a bit longer, with a full Bitcoin. Because
it's a valid point. You're making a very good point.
DCIE is hard to time the market. Yeah, and that's the saying, right? Timing the market is worse or harder to do than time in the market. So I've been in the market for a year and a half, 2 years now, and I've got a pretty solid portfolio based around Bitcoin and Hex, and now the perpetuals and Maximus. This is for another conversation, but I'm pretty stoked.
The one point I want to make with that real quick, and this is just sort of a general concept of investing, and I agree with everything that both you and One Hexy Mofo just said.
Yep.
However, there's other factors to consider, and this is something that you and I talked about before a long time ago, and that is so discernment. You need to do your, what they call due diligence. You need to do what all of us need to do if we're going to invest our hard-earned money into any investment, whether it's land or a house or stocks or crypto or whatever. There are high risk, high reward options. Mm-hmm. And by high risk, I mean you could lose everything. And then there are various degrees of safer investments that maybe aren't quite as risky, but maybe you won't make as much profit. Now, you know as well as I do that there are a lot of people out there who want to get rich quick. They pop in and they're like, oh fuck, I can invest in this and I can get rich, and I'll retire 2 years from now. This is the way people think. And one of the reasons I'm impressed with you, one of many reasons I'm impressed with you, is you are one of the few people, at least that I know on DLive, who actually do the work and look at all the different angles, because people are lazy. They go on hype. And you and I don't always agree. We've had our disagreements, and I'm sure we'll have more in the future. And actually, I kind of enjoy our disagreements more than when we agree all the time. It's kind of boring when we agree.
It's exciting. I agree. It's exciting. Oh, wait, I disagree? I disagree with that, man. I disagree with that.
There you go. Thank you. So, yeah.
And Hexy says it's do your own research, called DYOR. And yes. Absolutely. With cryptocurrency, you've got so much outside pressure, in the sense that you've got every streamer, every personality, every social influencer coming at you from every angle, and it's up to you to sort of work out how this fits in with you and how you can make this work for you. And I gotta say, and this is specific to crypto, but I am really thankful for the Hexicans, RG3 being one of them, that came in and got me onto Hex when he did, because not trying to speak directly about Hex, but this concept of this delaying gratification taught me that, and you said before, just sell it high. Well, the way I look at it is I'm going to hold that shit long term. Now, the high that something reaches in the short term might look good if you look at your chart when you bought and then it's higher, you're like, oh, that's a profit. But if you hold it even longer, so my time frame is like 10 years, 15 years. This is the 5555 stake. It's where
I gotcha.
Yeah, we've already done like 1.5 years of that. So I'm down to 13.5 years now or whatever. And I've scheduled, or I've staked out myself, like my ladders and my investments, including these other perpetuals that have come on top and all this other stuff. All of it is pushing towards the 10-year mark. and then further into the 13, now the 5555. And I've only learned this because of Hex and the concept of delaying gratification. So if you look at my portfolio now and it's down, and you're like, I don't really care. Like I look at that and go, well, that's if I sold now, which I'm not doing. So ask me again in 10 more years where we're at, and there'll be a heck of a lot of changes and a heck of a lot of new projects that come in. And this concept of, if you've done your hex and you've staked your hex, then there's these projects that come up and they say, well, we feel that the hex stakers are a good amount of, or a great set of people to make random airdrops of certain new projects. For instance, just saying this one out loud, Pulse Dogecoin. You might say, seriously? There's a Pulse Dogecoin? Yeah, there is. Got airdropped for free to those hex stakers. If you staked hex, you got Pulse Dogecoin free. Look at my portfolio today. It's worth $1,600. I could sell that shit right now for $1,600. I didn't do anything except have a hex stake. That's all.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And there's other projects building on top of that, and there's even a project called Wait. Get this. There's a project called Wait. The concept is Pulse Chain's coming, right? We've been talking about this for over a year now on this channel. Pulse Chain is coming. The concept is you can mint your Wait tokens now for the value that they're at, or every day you're willing to wait longer until you think Pulse Chain launches, the value increases. So if you think that Pulse Chain's going to launch next week, you should mint your Wait tokens the day before the next week rolls over. But the moment Pulse Chain launches, Wait is gone. You can't mint it. You have to mint it before then. This is just like these tokenomics, these game theories that come out with these, and I'm stoked to be there watching it all come about, and all these new projects getting built and designed, and the concepts. It's exciting. It's really exciting.
Okay, so can I kind of link this back to my own situation for a moment?
Go ahead.
Okay, so for me, what I tend to do is, look, I'm far from wealthy. I'm very middle class, but I do have little bits and pieces of various things. When I used to be a bartender, when I was in college, I was in my early 20s, and we used to have an investment group come in, and they would do these talks with a bunch of high rollers in this area. And they would do these seminars about various forms of investing and da-da-da-da-da. So I got paid to be a bartender, and I also got free information that these people paid a lot of money for, about investing. And so I picked up a lot of knowledge. I soaked it up like a sponge. And there's more to it than that. I don't want to go too deep into it. But so I started realizing, all right, kind of like what you were saying, like invest and hold. This is how I was with stock investments, with the stock market. Because when you buy a stock in a company, you actually own a piece of that company. It's a tangible asset. It's something that you like. All right, let's use an example. Coca-Cola. Let's say I bought one share of stock in Coca-Cola. That means I own a piece of that company. And when Coca-Cola does well, when they're making a profit, I would do well also. The stock may go up. And there are a lot of stocks that pay what they call dividends.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're getting paid just to hold it, which is similar to what you were just talking about.
My knowledge of that, or my take on that, because I do have some stocks as well. I have Apple and I have GoPro.
Okay.
GoPro was a big fail, but my take on that is it's interesting to own a stock and therefore a share in a company, but you can't do anything with it. It doesn't give you control over the company or a say in any of their decision making. You just...
Well, if you're a whale, it does, because you go to... Well, go ahead.
Does it though? You look at
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
So what, you're saying the percentage of the stock that you own determines how much influence you have on the runnings of the business?
Well, it depends on the corporation. It depends on the company, but the stockholders, at least in the United States, basically decide the direction of the company. And if they don't like the direction of the company, they can vote people out. The people
but isn't that
limited?
Out. Isn't that just limited to the big guys? Like, because if you think about it, it's got to be percentage based, right? Like the person with the highest percentage has the highest say.
Okay, but what's your problem with that? I mean, that's the way it should be.
Oh no. All I was going to say is the comparison to crypto, or the flip side of that with crypto is if you invest, or if you own a crypto or a percentage of a crypto. Now we're going to get into consensus here and proof of stake, proof of work, but I'm trying to get it to.
We'll keep it simple.
Yeah, I was actually going to try to relate it back to DLive and the early days of DLive, where as a DLive Lino staker, or they called it locking. Yeah, but you did have the consensus method there was that if you locked your Lino points, you had a say in how the site ran.
And how did that go?
Well, it never quite went anywhere because it never got out of testnet, but the concept still exists in other cryptocurrencies, right? So the idea of having a say in a protocol by investing and then locking up your shares or your stakes or however you want to call it. This is what I've seen with Hex, and this is what I've enjoyed learning about, and not worrying about looking at my portfolio on a daily basis, but just thinking long term. The one thing that I do daily is scroll through crypto Twitter, because Twitter is where all these announcements get made. And it's unfortunate that Twitter is such a, let's call it a cesspool, but it is. And you get a lot of spam. Like every day I get at least 2 or 3 emails, like message requests of some spammer, and I just delete and spam, move it on. But this journey that I've gone on for the last 2 years now. Did you just fall off your chair again? You got to hit mute before you start doing that wobbling with your mic, because we can all hear it. It feels like your chair falling again.
Sorry, no, I was gonna get up and pour another drink, but I can wait.
Hexy says, any new news lately on the future direction of DLive? Well, I gotta just, in case you didn't know, Hexy, I got banned from the Discord, so I'm in a rare position where I'm a partner that doesn't have access to the partner benefits, because one of the benefits of being a partner is access to this Discord, private Discord for partners. I don't have access to that or the public. So I got booted.
Okay, I definitely need a drink now. Fuck this.
Yeah, so
I'll be right back.
Go and grab a beverage. So I don't have, what I'm getting at is I'm not privy to any of the news from DLive at all. So whatever, and in fact, we just saw an announcement or a campaign that's 3 days old. Back in the day, I'd be onto that campaign the day that it came out, but I didn't even see it. So yeah, so as far as that goes, I would love to be able to educate people and inform them about things. But I'm banned, so I can't. I don't know. I don't have any information, which is kind of not unusual because there isn't a lot of information given anyway. But when there is, it seems to go to Discord. Although I did see before that said we're announcing stuff on our Twitter. I'd unfollowed DLive a year ago. All they posted was clips of gamers, and I was like, I'm not following that Twitter account, so I got out of there a while ago. Maybe I'll refollow it. I'm not too sure. I'm probably banned from that as well. We'll see anyway. But Hexy, while Dale's out refilling his beverage, just for your heads up, I haven't done a cryptocurrency stream for a while, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I've got two videos of Zen content that I want to look at, because Zen is a strange one. I don't understand Zen at all. You mint your coin, or you don't mint it. You put a hold, you claim it, and then you mint it after, in my case, 340 days or something. You claim your position in the queue, and every day you see the amount of mintable Zen disappearing and the value of that disappearing as well. So I don't understand it, but I got a couple of videos I want to watch talking about it, but that's for tomorrow. But sorry to hear about the D-Live crap. Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. It hasn't changed my approach, but here I am, a strange position, because if I got banned from the Discord, thinking logically about that, shouldn't I have also lost my partnership? And then the question would be, is what did I do that's that severe that's going to result in a partnership cancellation? Like,
okay,
I
I'm
don't know.
back.
What did you get to drink there, Dale?
So I don't know if you've ever had it's called a Long Island iced tea.
Oh shit, yeah.
So like it's a blend of I don't even know what all's in it. I know it's got triple sec, which provides like a sort of orange sweet flavor to it, and I think it's a blend of gin, rum. Let's see, gin, rum, whiskey, something else. So it's like a blend of all these different liquors, and then you put a splash of Coke in it.
Hell yeah, dude! In a tall glass with some ice. Shit, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Cheers, bro.
Well, cheers, man. I would join you, but I'm not. I'm gonna try to get back into this habit of not drinking throughout the weeks, just on Fridays and weekends. I'm gonna try to get that in, because I've been all over the place in New Zealand with different rosters and stuff, and it's very easy, and and I've got homebrews here that are tasty as, but I'm gonna decline.
No, I got you. And believe me, I've been dialing it back as well. I think all of us kind of overindulged over the past year or two.
Well, I definitely did in New Zealand, but as we discussed yesterday, I lost weight. So I ate pizzas and chips and drank beers and whiskey and lost weight.
That kind of concerned me a bit, actually.
I mean, would you rather a big Benon or a small Benon?
Well, it's just usually when people are losing weight like that, there's an issue,
like a health issue. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I just put it down to a change in lifestyle. New Zealand, hiking or tramping, and just working a lot and being awake longer. That's might sound crazy, but being awake, I got up at 5:30 every day. And so I'm awake longer. I'm burning more calories every day.
Well, and you mentioned that, like, when you first got back in your first surf, you were completely out of shape. Right?
Oh, dude, I'm in pain. I'm in pain all up here, the back of my neck, my chest. I'm in pain from paddling, like just paddling. Yeah.
No, I get it. I totally get it. So.
Hexy, I cannot help you with Zen. It sounds like lots of bots to maximize your position, but I've just not jumped into it. Nothing against it or Jack. Yeah, like I don't understand it. So we'll hopefully learn something tomorrow. Yeah, the other thing I think I'm going to do with my cryptocurrency streams, and I've been learning this in the last 6 months, is people say you should never show your crypto you own. I was bringing up my Metamask wallet and like putting it up on stream, and people were saying,
I remember you used to do that. And I was just like going, oh my God, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way I saw it, I was like, well, but then again, we showed my Hex stakes as well. I was like, but my Hex is the main, my portfolio is pretty massive these days with different altcoins and this and that. But I think I'm going to make a decision, or either I got to make a burner account that I can bring up on stream, like a burner wallet, or just not really care. But
just be careful,
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So on the one hand, it's no one's business what my finances are. Yeah, on the one hand. But on the other hand,
you can talk about it. You don't need to show it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But on the other hand, it's kind of similar to just saying, I got a wallet and there's X amount of cash in it. In this case, nada. There's literally none. It's kind of a similar, I bring up my MetaMask and there's a token amount of Ethereum in there, and there's other things. I see JD.MAXX is come back and he does have full bars. This is the first time I've seen you barred up, JD.MAXX.
What's up, bro?
There he is. Yeah,
hey,
your
your
internet was super sketchy before.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I was talking to my fiance for a minute.
That's all right.
She's in a bad mood, so for a bit, I'm back.
She's in a bad mood for a bit. Well, we're gonna be wrapping up sort of relatively soon here. But JD, I'd like to ask you one question, dude. I don't think I've asked you this.
Talk to me, bro.
JD.MAXX, is these initials or is this Jack Daniels?
Stands for John Douglas.
John Douglas. Okay, fair enough, man. That could be your name, or it could just be a random name you've chosen.
Maximilian is my real name my mother gave me.
Maximilian. Very cool.
Told me too much, but John is the name she gave me after. She went Mike, Mark, and Maximilian. Then she went Mike, Mark, and John. But Mom, Mad Max fits my whole life so much better. She said, promise me, she died in the hospital bed. Please don't change your name back to Maximilian. I said, I swear. Loophole. But my birth certificate, my driver's license, all still says Joe.
Gotcha. Just don't dox yourself. Don't dox yourself, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I didn't say my last name.
Hexy says you need a burner wallet to show because eventually those early wallets will be fat and you could be a target. This is okay. So that's what I was thinking too. Like I don't want to target myself for somewhere down the track. Yeah, fair enough. I had one other question I wanted to ask you, JD, before we wrap this up. I was going to ask you what your take on because we heard from Dale, from Pablo. Sorry, it's because your handle is Dale Fail in studio.
I'm Dale. It's
Pablo. Hey, blame Dale. Everybody just blame Dale.
Yeah, blame Dale. Yeah,
there you go. It's always Dale.
I love you, Dale.
So we heard Pablo Dale's take on the slots on DLive. Did you have a thought on that? Did you have a concern or an opinion on what's going on with the slots on DLive?
I'm not familiar. Opinion, I apologize. I'm ignorant of it, but cryptocurrency, in my opinion, is garbage. Don't invest in it. Keep it in gold. Gold is king. Okay. Well, that's fine. That's fair. The slots was just the new angle of DLive to go into gambling, but okay, fair enough. Hashtag blame Dale. History. I have a idyllic memory, and I used to count cards, and I used to count blackjack. I pee on many casinos, and I got bored of it. That sounds crazy because I had nobody to share it with, and you can be a millionaire and still be lonely.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Fair. Yeah, being comfortable would be better than being a millionaire. Like I think, like comfortable in your surroundings. I think health is a huge thing.
Peace of mind. 2 or 3 loyal, true friends are better than $1 million and 200 or 300 any day of the week.
I totally agree with that.
Right on. 100%. Right on. That's a beautiful.
The thing is, it sounds like a cliche when you're young and healthy, right? But it's very, very true.
Yeah. Oh no.
Money means nothing. When you're lying on your deathbed, you're not going to say, I should have made more money. You're going to say, I value my loved ones.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll say it like this: I've been shot 5 times, stabbed 19 times, 4 foot heart, clinically dead 5 times, and I know what matters. And what matters is who you can count on. God, if you believe in God or Allah or whoever, that the point is have one shot, and there's no, get out of free jail. Basically, faith, family, and friends. I have a tattoo on my left shoulder, 3F, then family and friend.
We're
I say
all.
If you got They're no more than 30-second cousins of each other in the world if you do the math. Kind of a math freak too.
JD,
the shit with Putin.
Can I just ask you quickly? Do you have? Are you using a cell phone with a microphone, or have you just got? Are you just talking into a cell phone?
Talking into a cell phone.
It sounds like. What kind of a phone is it?
iPhone 13.
Oh yeah, you said that before. It sounds like there's a noise gate on it where it's cutting out. Like, sorry, before we go further, Dale, are you Pablo? Are you hearing that as well? Where it sort of cuts. It's almost like it's cutting the end of the words off.
Yes.
In the country, and it's not.
Yes.
Well, here, if I close YouTube now, you can probably hear me better.
I mean, the reason I'm asking you is because I can see your signal. Your signal strength is fully barred, yet the issue that we heard earlier is kind of similar. And I'm just wondering if because sometimes phones have a noise gate to cut out the background noise, and that's kind of what it feels like. Davey hears it as well. Yeah. It's all good. Like it's the one time when it came up was when you said you've got 3 F's tattooed on your shoulder, and all I heard was what the 2. I didn't hear the third one because it cut off.
Same here.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah.
Faith, family, friends.
Yeah.
Faith, family, and friends. Yeah. Okay.
And you know, and that's one of those things that's like easy to say, right?
Right.
It sounds like a cliche, but I think I speak for JD, and I think I speak for many of us. Look, there's people in your chat right now, Benin, who have been through some really intense shit, and maybe they're going through some intense shit. Shiloh made it very public that she had some surgery recently, for example.
She didn't talk about it though. We didn't hear from Charlotte today about her surgery. Charlotte, she's still there.
She's a wonderful woman. She's strong.
And Hendrik is dealing with stuff, and other people are dealing with stuff. And I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that
I've prayed for all of you all.
It's a question of priorities. It's all great and wonderful to want to like build wealth and have a better life for yourself and your family. I get it. I do. But there's other things that are more important. And like he just said, faith, family, and friends. So.
Right on. Davey says it's one server in VC. They call it roboting. Is that what you think this is? I mean, actually now I see JD.MAXX has dropped down to 1 bar. So that would be, I guess he's stalled out there. And you know me, Dale, Pablo, whenever this stuff happens, I think, is it me or is it... But the fact that you and I are chatting freely and the stream's fine would tell me that it's localized to JD.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. By the way, we're going to wrap soon, but when I was in New Zealand, was there ever a time, aside from that one time when we did have a conversation together, because I managed to sort of route the audio correctly, was there ever a time when you were like, damn it, I wish Gibbs would just do a sit down, like Jack by the Fire stream where we can call in? And did you want to call in? Did you
was there ever a time? Fuck, dude, like a dozen times. I want so like, okay, I'm glad you mentioned that as well. Okay, so I have to talk about this. I have to once again sort of, I'm like, you know how people like bow before you, all right? Because you were sitting at home and you were just hanging out. I don't remember the exact details, but I don't remember if it was your day off or whatever. And I sort of just made a smart ass comment about how, hey, I should do a call-in. And then you were like, because you had said many times before that, well, I can't do any call-ins when I'm in New Zealand, right? So I was making a joke. And you were like, I might be able to make this work. And I'm just like, oh, fuck, are you kidding me? So you spent, I don't know, like 30 minutes putting in a tremendous amount of effort to make that happen. And I was astounded. I was flattered. Still am. The fact that you invite me into your streams still blows my mind. Always will. I really appreciate you and what you do. So thank you for that. But yeah, many times. So
well, okay, so just JD, hold on a sec, JD. That day when you said I should do a call in, as soon as you said it, I was like, can't be done. And then I thought, wait a second, can it be done? Because the only difference with what we were doing then as to what we were doing when we were outside was that I had a laptop. So my laptop was there with me, even though it wasn't being used for the stream, but the laptop being with me, I was thinking, well, hold on a second. We've got loopback audio, which can make any routing or routing of audio with that software. It's done. You can do it. And the way I was thinking was all I had to do was confirm that whatever's coming out of the laptop down its headphone jack would go into the camera. So I've got a microphone. Ironically, it's not on the camera when I'm here, but before in IRL, it's always on top of the camera. And all I had to do was unplug that microphone and then put the audio coming from the laptop into the camera. And I was like, I can definitely do that and I can route the connections together through loopback easily. So you saying that you wanted to call in was like, all right, let's technically analyze how this can be done, and then let's get it done.
I fucking love the way your mind works, dude. I fucking love it.
That's what I was saying before. Do you remember before I said it's two things? I want to show you the area. I want to live stream from beautiful places to show them to people that, as you said, may never come to New Zealand. And the second thing was I want to push the tech as far as I can. And when you bait me, I will bite. Hey, I will bite down on that tech bait and eat it and devour it until I get it to work.
Okay, so I have to mention something else. Do you remember the time not that long ago when you were sort of like, I'm just fucking done. I don't think I'm going to IRL stream anymore. And
yeah.
This was maybe a month or so ago. And
yeah.
I mean, look, we've all been there, right? We all get to a point where we're just kind of like, you know what? I'm fucking over it. I've been busting my ass. I'm trying everything I can. It's still not working the way it should. And it's frustrating.
Yep.
I totally get that. That time was, I know that was hard for you.
Yeah.
So I just want to kind of throw that out there.
I was despondent.
Yeah, well, I mean, and again, we all reach that point sometimes.
Yeah.
So kudos to you for like taking a step back and thinking about it. And look, if that had been your decision, I would have supported you. But it would have been, many would have missed you.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Gotcha.
So thank you for kind of reevaluating.
Yeah, reassessing and reevaluating. It's a strange position we're in. I feel like there's a bunch of technology that's right on the edge of being.
Yeah, it's almost there. It's fucking almost there.
Yeah, it's so close to being there. Like right now, I use Restream and I use Go Lightstream. But in actual fact, if Go Lightstream or if Restream used browser source plugins and a failsafe like when you're offline, who took all my 4G, that would alleviate one other, like I wouldn't have to go through Go Lightstream. So I got two services that, because one of them refuses to do what the other one does, you got to pay for both of them. So it's costly, and sometimes it's not rewarding when it doesn't work.
Right. Yeah.
But fast forward.
So have you thought about only doing one? What's it called? One IRO, not IRO. One you know what I'm talking about, because you've been using two, right? Two.
Oh yeah. Two services. Yeah. Well, I've only got one that I'm using right now, and it
seems to be working fine. So.
Well, yeah, but don't forget we're at home with direct line of sight to the tower through my MIMO antenna system. So when we get into Stevan, which I did see JD.MAXX ask about, I'll hit that in a second, JD. Once we get into Stevan, the idea will be I'm going to test this with just one service and we'll see how it goes. So my gut feeling is it'll be very similar to what it was before, and the dropouts won't be So the cost involved in a second service doesn't outweigh the dropouts that you're going to get anyway. Because if you're going between two towers, so there's a tower here and a tower here, and you're driving between the two of them, and both Optus and Telstra connect to the same tower, the moment you lose that tower, you're gonna lose it for both. By the way, my stream that I'm watching, my phone that I'm watching the stream on just went to a Cab 7 Ben stream. Hope I'm still live on D Live, but yeah.
I'm showing you still live.
It just my D Live app just jumped from my stream to Cab 7 Ben. That's pretty funny.
That's weird.
I can verify that it's still good by checking on my Restream, which is one of the services I just told you I pay for. Yeah. It's a bit of a shame that we're at that. Well, not a shame, but we are, and yeah, it's working there. We are at this cusp. I believe we're on the cusp of something great. Yes. Yeah. And that, even to that note, like cameras, like a GoPro would be so sick to live stream from if they made it usable. So, and when I say usable, you need, thank you, Hexy, you're good, you're still live. Thank you, Honey Girl. You need three things. You need the exposure triangle. You need manual ISO. You need manual shutter, and you need manual aperture. Those three things need to be on a GoPro, and it should be a dial that you can dial in and out of, not a menu you got to press and scroll and rub and find. It should be three. The media mod that you buy in addition should have manual controls for those three things. And then the main thing that it needs to do is have clean HDMI out. When you plug an HDMI cable in, it should say, the software should say, oh, this guy's plugged the cable in here. What is it again? An HDMI cable? That would normally mean they want to send the HDMI signal out. We'll take off all the overlays, get rid of the SD card, get rid of the little counter, get rid of all the battery stuff, just send out the signal. But they don't do that. The moment you plug in an HDMI cable into a GoPro in the media mod, Heroes 9, 10, and I'm assuming 11, the moment you plug that in, first thing that happens is the screen goes black. So you can't see anything. At that point, the only thing you can see is what's going out of that HDMI cable. And if you're plugging it into a streaming encoder, such as the Teradek Video Go or the Wave, you only see it if you look at the display. Now, if the display's in your backpack, packed away down there, you're not going to see jack. And by the way, the Video Go doesn't even have a display. The LiveView Solo has a tiny little thumbnail, which you've got to look at with a periscope to see what's on there. And then you've got to go through a menu on the GoPro with random clicks. I did it once on a television so I could see what it's doing, and then I wrote down what I've got to do. Click 5 times or 4 times on the mode button, 2 times on the shutter button. This is because GoPro won't give you clean HD. It's so stupid. And if they did those 4 things, if they had the exposure triangle and they had clean HDMI out, you could literally use a GoPro for all of your IRL streams, but they don't do it. So instead,
dude, you missed your calling. You should have been a fucking computer science engineer. Because you have this way, the way your mind works, you have this way of just like going through the steps and figuring out what the issue is. And it's like, here's the solution, you know, duh.
Why provide HDMI out if they're going to cripple it as badly as it's crippled?
Right.
And you could say, but you can go live directly from the GoPro and send that to your phone. That's great for those people that want to stream that way. I want to stream straight out of a camera, a visual camera source, into an encoder. In my case, well, it used to be the Video Go or the Teradek Wave. Now it's the LiveView Solo. I want to plug a cable in there and put a camera into it. At the moment, we're forced to use big... And why I'm saying this is because the GH5, I'm looking at it right now, it's a big, bulky, heavy camera. It would be so much better to just use a GoPro. And then your battery would last way longer. But yeah, I don't get it. Like, and I could make 100 videos explaining this and it wouldn't change a thing. So
yeah, I feel your frustration. I really do. Yeah.
Oh, we got someone on YouTube. Mr. Lee teaches psychology. Hello, Mr. Lee. Only Sony understands this. GoPro is nuts. I didn't know what they're thinking. That's why IRL streamers are still using old Sony. This is true. They're Sony, that white, long, rectangular camera. Yeah. I don't know the name of it, but clean HDMI out is gold. It's a shame that that's how it is, but that's definitely how it is, and that's why I said before. I feel like we're on the cusp of technology getting to that point where these things will change, and we'll all be able to IRL, and it won't be hard to do. Like IRL streaming right now, to get it, and I'm not just talking about go live from your phone. I'm talking about a good quality, the quality that you want to see New Zealand in, right? You want to see all the beauty of these snow-capped mountains. You want to see the depth, the dynamic range, the contrast in the darks. You want to see the colors. You want to see all of the beautiful things that you see with your eyes. You want to broadcast that live to the whole planet. And we're so close to it being there, but there's just a bunch of things that are missing.
I've been giggling like when you go on these rants. I fucking love it because it's just, I love the way your mind works. You're so German, and you need to take that as a compliment.
And I'm not even boozing here. I'm just drinking water too. Get me on that.
No.
Get me on this tangent when I've had a few beers, and this will go on forever. Hey.
Right. No, but it's fascinating, and this okay. So let's tie it back, because I know you want to end the stream soon. Let's tie it back to DLive.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to get into this too deep, but you and I have been on the same page from the get-go. If we see an issue that is not functioning properly, there's a problem, and it's not just you and I that notice it. It's a whole shitload of other people. So what is the issue? What is the problem with pointing out the issue, the problem, and then suggesting possible solutions? And for some reason, you and I know this as well, and we're not going to get too deep into this right now, but for some reason, certain people take that, I don't know what, it's like a personal insult or something. They take it the wrong way. They take it very personally. And then it's like, oh, you're a bad person. No, it's the exact opposite. I'm trying to be helpful. You know, you might want to really kind of rethink your position here, because we're trying to solve the problem, not make it worse.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating. But
Well, I can't speak on anything current, but I can certainly speak on what I used to see in the Discord. No one wants to have those discussions. They only want
exactly.
surface.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm done with it.
So in one way, me being banned from that Discord server is a good
They did
thing.
you a favor.
No, not me. They did everybody else a favor, because now I'm assuming no one's asking those questions, so that the conversation never gets brought up about how can we fix, what are these great new ways that streamers are going to monetize, when are the changes, where's the chest. None of those conversations are happening. Well, I'm assuming. I'm not making a fake account to go to the DLive Discord. Hell no. So I don't see anything that happens on DLive anymore. So they did themselves a favor.
The reason I say they did you a favor is now it's like, okay, so fine, you made your decision. I no longer have a voice. I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's taken a burden off of your shoulders, is what I'm trying to say. Because I've been there myself. I was there before you.
Actually, that's a good point. It isn't fun to have all those conversations over and 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 over.
Yeah,
again.
and they're ignored.
Yeah.
So
now it doesn't have to happen. Yeah, that's a good point. Just to tap into Mr. Lee Teaches Psychology, he did ask you about. He says, "Why is your friend a black static screen? Is his camera broken?" I'll let you.
I missed that. Well, fuck. I mean, do you really want to get into that?
You can. You're free to talk about it if you want to.
All right. Well, I've been on DLive for 4.5 years. I used to stream on a different platform on camera. I'm not going to get too deep in all that. Maybe one time. You know what? Maybe one time, Benin, we'll do a whole stream where I will give you my streaming story. I'll start from start to finish.
Was that live? Was it live now? Like you live? Was that the site? You now.
Are you asking me?
Yeah. The site you used to stream on, was it called You Now? I remember.
No, it was called Stream Me.
Stream Me.
STREAM.me.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember Stream.me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to stream on there. I was on camera. I was all that. I was mid-level at best. OBS kind of baffles me, so it wasn't really my thing. But I knew some of the big streamers on that platform, and I used to hang out in their streams and was on their panels and stuff. That was fucking crazy times. Might have gotten naked a time or two on a stream. So
Okay.
yeah. But so but there was issues with that because I was naive at the time. I didn't realize that there were crazy people out there who might show up at your house unannounced.
Hey, Paul's in the chat. He's not in the chat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. But with me, it was a female. So
Okay.
that I learned fast. You know, I kind of doxed myself a lot back then, and I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Fair.
Huge mistake. Because it wasn't just about me; it was about my family, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Like you said with the vax, you know, it's not just about you, you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I learned quickly, and then I came over to DLive and I was on for a while, and anyway, I just realized that I don't really have any desire to go on camera anymore. It's just too much.
That's
it's
fair.
just not interested.
Yeah.
It's bad enough. People fucking message me, "Oh my god, you're so hot, your voice," and I'm just like, oh god, you know.
I mean, Davey Z says you're so damn good looking. The ladies would definitely pay for that address.
Davey knows me pretty well. I remember him from a long time ago, and he may. I'm just gonna shut up.
He may know you in IRL, is what you were going to say, I believe.
He may. It's possible.
Hey,
so yeah,
Mr. Lee, just going back on one of the comments you made about Elgato, live streamers give them suggestions and criticisms. They listen and implement new features. I reached out to Elgato quite a while back in my streaming, and yeah, I thought I had a good proposition for them, and they just never responded. So I use Elgato Stream Deck. Incredible. Like, can't stream. If you haven't got a Stream Deck, you're streaming wrong. You need a Stream Deck. Or there's the equivalents. There's these other ones, but the Elgato Stream Deck is a godsend for live streamers. I would really love to partner with them, but they're just not interested. So I'm actually wondering how handsome Dale is. Pucker up, Buttercup. All right, well, shall we? He's on OnlyFans. Hey, I did that for a bit. That's another story for another time. Shall we wrap this up here? Dale, Pablo, Incognito, is there anything you want to add before we wrap the stream, or say ta-ta to yourself?
Yeah. So just to kind of circle back to where we began. All right. So you've been in New Zealand for 5 or 6 months. You know, you left your home. That obviously took a certain amount of gumption, you know, guts on your part to, you know, leave your comfort zone and go to a completely different country, you know, fly there, live with a bunch of strangers, and do everything that you did, work, you know, IRL stream. I think you fucking nailed it.
Thank you.
I'm so impressed with all of it. And I mean, look, we'll talk about all this more because I'm sure this won't be our last call in. But just as a reminder, because JD kind of touched on this earlier as well, it's really important, you know. And I'm not. Don't get fucking arrogant, because if you do, I'm gone.
I'll never be like that. Hell no.
Well, thank God for that. But you don't seem to really. I don't think you realize how important you are to people. What you do, it matters to those of us who actually care. And you never know who may see this in the future. You know, it might be your family members. It could be Portia. It could be your, you know, mother. It could be whoever, you know. The fact that you're documenting your life so well, super impressive. I wish I could do that myself. It's just, not my thing. So just try to realize that there's, I know that you have goals and you have all that, but you do affect a lot of people in ways that I don't think you realize. And so thank you for that. Thank you for those fucking IRL streams from New Zealand. Those were amazing. I can never thank you enough for that. And I'm looking forward to what's next. So I guess I'll leave it there.
Well, you're very welcome, and thank you for such lovely words. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't. That's not why I asked you for final words, but it's really kind of you to say it. And you are tapping into something there that I've always loved documenting, and I've loved preserving. Not exactly sure why I've really loved it for so long, but something about just looking back on the past and seeing the memories, something about that's ingrained in me. And so yeah, keeping a document of what I've done and where I've been and when I was there, and in the best possible quality I can via a live stream that gets saved onto YouTube and whatnot. Yeah, I'm glad you get it, and I'm happy that I'm reaching people and making an impact. And I don't know where this goes either, but I'll be here. That's all I can assure you of. So thanks very much, Dale. We can obviously chat again anytime. Like I said, today we were going to go tab hunting and watching this and that, and we didn't do any of it. So I love that about this. I love that about live streaming. I'm always up for a conversation. I'd rather a conversation than tab hunting and whatnot. So anytime you want to call in, and that goes for anybody in the chat. If you want to call in about anything, anytime, let me know. My stream is an open door for conversation, more so than anything else. Except if I'm really drunk and we're playing the cap game, then it's just cap game and booze.
All right, man. I'm gonna tap out. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, man. Thanks, Dale. Pablo, shit, man. Change your handle from Dale Fail to Pablo Fail, and I'll try to remember that for next time. All right, see you, dude. He's out of there. I'll jump out of there as well. But it's really kind, really nice words. I love doing this. And when I got back from NZ, I wasn't 100% certain how much of this I would do. Like I said, maybe we'll go down a little in stream timing, and maybe we'll take days off and whatnot. It looks like I'm just back into my old ways of streaming every day. And, well, we're only 2 days in, but I'm happy for that. And if you want to be here with me, you're more than welcome anytime. For those viewers that were watching on YouTube throughout the whole stream, appreciate you. I'm going to pump this one last time. This is the URL that we've been on, dlive.tv/givesaminute. This is where, like, even though I'm restreaming this everywhere, this is the actual stream location if you wanted to come in. Because if you're thinking, well, we had a chat and it came up, earlier in the stream, we're only using one chat, and that's frozen. Oh, wow. Oh, do you know what that is? That's from before. Oh, wow. That's interesting. What you were seeing just then was my GoPro from earlier in the stream. That's a bit freaky, hey? That was a shot from earlier. Interesting. Either way, what I was mumbling what I was rambling about was you're always welcome here. Come down anytime you want. dlive.tv/givesaminute. That's the URL. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to do specific cryptocurrency stream tomorrow. I want to talk about some cryptocurrency projects. Want to watch a bit of content. So if you're interested in cryptocurrency, or as we say, if you're concerned about crypto, considering crypto, or confused by crypto, CCC, 3 Caesars on the stream tomorrow. And I'll see you then if you're coming down. Otherwise, take care, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Oh, the financial contributions, Charlotte, Rob Mac.